Why is Spencer claiming you're starving her? Just for context,
This is the scam. Where's my nacho fries?
Yeah, dude.
all I can tell you is that we had plenty of food when she was living here. We always got her food every time she asked. When she wasn't buying her own food, I would go to the food bank and get her food, or pay for her food, or share our food with her. I even got her $31.63 worth of Taco Bell while she was packing her stuff. Hey Max, longtime fan here. I was wondering quite a few things, actually. Firstly, what is this story I keep hearing about Night Docs and your allegations against him? If you did tell people he was the Nicholas DeOrio is correct in that this situation means two things. You either protected him through years of silence.
Oh, hey, cool. He's going to answer the thing I just asked.
Or you lied, attempting to destroy a YouTuber's career. What actually happened there? I don't think Night Docs is a... We've made jokes in our friend group. I wouldn't call it predatory, but I would not call it...
Dude, it's crazy that he's arguing that you guys made... Like, you're a pedo hunter and you were making jokes that your friend is a pedo. Dude, I don't believe that. Okay. All he does is tell us that we're not taking this cause seriously, and he's bastardizing it in private. That's weird, but okay.
I would rather respect his privacy. Secondly, what's with suing your...
I mean, that's really convenient, right? We made jokes about it too, but ours were in good faith.
...supposed friend Mutahar for $1 million, telling the victim that he's rich, and so seeking $1 million would help with the case.
I basically realized that this person wants to effectively sue me for a large chunk of money, okay? An obscene amount of money. Why? Because to me, all this appears is all I ever was to this man was an extremely rich friend who had enough social media clout for him to piggyback his...
I think this is accurate. I think Mutahar is 100% right here. I think Max ran from mouth to mouth to mouth to mouth. Everyone wants to say that Jim is a disgusting clout chaser. I think that Max is a disgusting fucking clout chaser.
Stupid case off of.
And he used his cause, the thing he was fighting for, as a means to do it.
Stupid case. So yeah, I thought he was my friend too. Until I saw the things he was doing.
And immediately he initiated sex.
Okay. At the time... Nick?
What?
Dude, we are so up big, we keep winning. Alright, first of all, I'm gonna say, before anyone gets mad at me about any of these clips, okay, I'm gonna call you out individually, alright? Go to my fucking YouTube channel right now, alright? Go to my fucking YouTube channel right now. Search by videos. Search by popular. This is my most viewed video on this entire channel. I know a majority of you watched it and you found it funny and you stuck around. Okay, I don't want to hear any fucking bullshit. The reality of the situation is the reason why people were making jokes about Spencer is because Spencer's story didn't line up and she sounded fucking crazy. Okay, in this video, all right, Max is going to grandstand about Spencer and how we treated her harshly when he includes an entire section about how she only wanted to live with him to eat all of his fucking Taco Bell. Okay? So, like, we're supposed to believe that Max is a complete liar in every aspect of her life, except with Camden Gerard Davis, where her story, despite the fact that it doesn't make sense, okay, is fully accurate when she's an uncredible person in every other fabric of her life. I am not going to be held at gunpoint over these jokes.
Just so everyone is clear on this, Mutahar digitally signed a non-disclosure agreement.
I don't care. Your non-disclosure agreements are stupid. Your non-disclosure agreement says that I get to fuck you in the ass.
To protect the identities, testimonies, and evidence of the survivors, and was only allowed to release it with their consent. And then he breached that agreement multiple times.
Okay, I just got confirmation. Mutahar just fucking DM'd me.
Especially when there's...
Mutahar just fucking DM'd me, saying that there's not even proof confirming.
This guy's got a Discord NDA. I signed my shit on a PlayStation fucking napkin, dude.
There's even evidence. I thought he was bullshitting about the NDA.
That's Liam Donovan, esteemed music content creator and target of the Rose Malay.
If Mutahar actually did have to sign an NDA to see the information, he broke that NDA with me because he told me in my DMs that it's what the evidence is.
Keep in mind, Mutahar did not talk to any of the survivors when he was leaking this information, and he is the very reason why people were not taking the evidence seriously.
No, you are the reason why people weren't taking the evidence seriously, because you weren't portraying evidence. You threw Spencer up on an hour-long podcast and asked her a ton of questions and stuck it next to a fucking what was it, like a survey or something. Dude, I'm sorry, bro. You gotta, dude, I'm sorry. You can't just lie like this.
Our profile picture
already speaks volumes.
Oh shit, dude, there it is. Yeah, I wonder why the commentary community doxed all these people. Why'd you pick a fight with Kiwi Farms?
About where you're coming from.
Don't fucking blame me, asshole.
Max
You went into a fight with a doxing website. You're blaming me?
complains about the first video bombing, and he bitches about the creators who won't drop everything at a moment's notice and cover the all of zero evidence he's distributed thus far for the Camden cult.
On March 18th, 2016, Spencer, a girl from Wiley, Texas, mysteriously disappeared, lured by the illusion of joining a supernatural family as a vampire on
Are you telling me that Mutahar is the reason this shit's not being taken seriously?
some random corner of the internet. She actually found herself ensnared in a dangerous cult led by a predator posing as a werewolf god.
By the way, this was uploaded on a channel called God Cult because he changed his name from MamaMax.
Dangerous cult led by a predator.
Is this unedited audio? Yeah, he runs himself through a fucking voice rape filter. That's what I call it.
Posing as a werewolf god.
Max Striker's evidence provides without a shadow of a doubt that this might just be a video of a black man roaring like a wolf with fake vampire teeth in his mouth. Along with this compelling evidence, we also know details about his family, including his mother's name for some reason.
This video is for... I would like to extend my most heartfelt apology that this is how you have to find all of
Okay, so you understand, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous fucking trial. This is a ridiculous fucking concept. And the way that he treated this by making it an ARG fucking... It literally looks even stupider because of the way that Max handled it. This story was DOA. It's always been DOA, okay? But Max doing it the way that he did it, by bringing all these people together, by conflating all their stories into one, by doing this whole chain of evidence fucking bullshit, right? He's made it significantly harder. He made an impossible task, like, triple impossible. Like, literally not happening.
Exactly what is the supernatural here? Like, let's just try to
He made an exposed video as an ARG, yes.
understand that.
Did you hear any of the lore?
Eckhart's Ladder. What the fuck, bro? I watch your hockey channel. Has he investigated the other black demon who recorded himself going Super Saiyan? Pretty scary shit. Probably accessing some higher powers to traffic people across dimensions. Thank you. You're a Ranger fan, right? Holy shit, dude.
But then, after he talks to the
By the way, since we're getting accused of our show being bad, I'm gonna jump onto my URR wiggler. I don't know why I wasn't using this before.
survivors, and they walk him through the evidence, now it is all of a sudden one of the most serious of cases.
I'll say
Yeah, sadly, we didn't do so hot this year.
It's like appears at least. It feels like there's definitely like a bad. It's like the worst I can see is somebody taking advantage of people, like emotionally, sexually, physically. Looking at this whole story and talking to people that were actually affected by it, I think that there was like really there was legal shit that happened, right? Look, there are real people that I believe have been hurt by this, and for that considering, I am giving my full support as much as I can. Speaking with more of the victims after this call myself, I feel very disgusted hearing any more about the situation and the things that have been alleged to go behind it, which is why I'm doing my due diligence to at least try and help these victims out, but privately.
And Turkey Tom did a whole video on the alleged Camden Gerard Davis cult. I actually recommend it. You should check it out.
Not a public spectacle like Max is doing. I think I'm just gonna take the day off today and go on the string with you boys.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to burn you because I've asked you so much already. But
No,
I'm happy to
man.
have
It's
you.
good to work with you.
Oh, man.
This whole thing has been so fucking insane, bro. I'm so glad that call came out. Ever since she made that like post on her Discord, it's like.
So what he's saying here is that he didn't believe any of the victims, but he also did believe all the victims. I think what you're missing here is he didn't believe Spencer. And Spencer, by the way, was a massive fucking problem in this investigation as well. Again, sourcing the god of content over here, Nick DeOrio. Do you know what Max did with Spencer? Do you remember this? I have to just show you this part.
But you know, the transformation process
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. It was massive.
And you know what else is massive?
There we go.
is really dangerous.
To what
One day.
Can't just tell your story without any hard.
or which survivors have actually
Okay,
Spencer.
so now this is how. Okay, this is actually ridiculous. Okay, Spencer was in charge for the money of all the other girls. Someone who is literally invested in this, somebody who's one of the people who are being accused, became the financial manager for this group.
Who was it? Was it Sneeko?
Max released this video alongside a brand new GoFundMe. After months of Patreon support and the recent wave of criticism, Max thought asking for more money was a good idea. People were also quick to point out that Spencer, one of the girls that Max is currently representing, has the role of financial manager for all of the other survivors. Spencer, who might I remind you, is literally homeless and living in Max's house, is now in charge of everyone else's money. money.
I don't think y'all understand, like, the relationship here.
This is wildly inappropriate.
There was somebody on Facebook saying they needed money for diapers while Spencer was, like, apparently consuming barrels of Taco Bell and 8-gallon drums of fucking IHOP.
And Max has not...
And again, this is his... I'm not making any visual... that's what he says, okay? Go watch his... We're gonna watch his section. That's his allegation, okay?
detailed how these funds are being distributed or which survivors have actually gotten a percentage of the money raised thus far.
You can release it with their approval.
And that if the evidence isn't substantial enough, I'm putting myself in a defamation issue.
And again, Mutahar's like, there's not substantial evidence. I'm not releasing this on your behalf.
So you don't believe them?
And then it's like, oh, there's not enough evidence. Well, that means you don't believe the women.
If the evidence isn't substantial enough, I'm putting myself in a defamation issue.
So you don't believe them?
There's a difference between believing somebody and being willing to...
I just sent it to you. Testimonials can serve as evidence.
Yeah, the judge and jury must consider whether...
I could have just played my old video and then like clips of the new video, and then the video would debunk this video. It's annoying.
This call will make him look bad.
That's why I made it the thumbnail, dude.
Maybe if he sent his evidence in a spooky voice, people would have believed. I mean, he tried. He threatened me privately. He typed in his spooky voice.
Well, that's the first thing people say.
I literally, like, the moment I saw that, I was like, dude, I'll just fast track her it up and just release this fucking thing myself.
So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, Mutahar was verifiably defaming me, the survivors, and this case with these public statements he made both before and after signing a non-disclosure agreement.
And I think the NDA stuff is really wild, too. It's like, obviously, I think NDAs are, like, designed to... I feel like it's almost like a way to add some level of credence to this. Like, there's some crazy case, like, NDAs aren't enforceable in this situation. Like, I mean, I could leak out everything. What's gonna happen? Are you gonna sue me or something?
So what this means is that Mutahar and us signed an NDA under false pretenses.
You should sue him. I don't care about this.
Negligence,
blah,
Personal
blah, $1 million lawsuit. I think he says Billy Mitchell somewhere in here. If you want to sue him, sue him. Hire a fucking lawyer. I don't know where you're gonna get the money.
repeatedly
But
claimed
sue him.
that he would provide financial and legal support for the survivors.
This is why I didn't sign this, by the way. I literally would be held up on this. I didn't sign this NDA because I just knew this would be some fucking cringe extortion tactic.
I am giving my full support as much as
I literally chose not to see this extra information, specifically because I didn't want to be tied to this stupid NDA. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it at threats of fucking lawsuits.
I can. Whether that be emotionally, whether that be helping them liaison with actual law enforcement agents or lawyers, and providing whatever form of financial, like, benefit that I can, reasonably provide.
But that has yet to come to fruition, because from what the survivors have told me, Mutahar has not actually provided any financial, legal, or emotional support like he's been publicly claiming.
Mutahar said this was on the record, but he told me he did do that for one specific person that he thought was, I don't want to speak for fucking Mutahar, but he told me privately he did give money to one person who he thought had a decent case.
At least in the case of Camden Gerard Davis, there is proof. There is evidence of malfeasance. Just because Mutahar said it's nothing substantial doesn't mean it's nothing substantial. He didn't even know what he was looking at. He didn't talk to any of the survivors when he made that comment.
I don't have that proximity to it, but I'm like, it looks more like an erotic roleplay server where, like, boundaries are really crossed.
An erotic roleplay server where boundaries were really crossed. What does that even mean?
I promise you the most interesting part of that conversation I had with Mutahar was talking about the Nux stuff at the end. That was the most interesting part, but that's a story for another day and it's not relevant to right now.
Like, that's what I'm still putting it out as. Max is not like an idiot. Like, I think he's smart enough to know it, but he's like, fuck it, I'll just frame it as a cult.
Just so we're clear, the survivors came to me claiming it was a cult. And after my conversations with actual experts, I do think it is a cult.
I'll make it look more spookier than I can because his audience is like
I hope you think it was a cult. You literally fucking shipped your... Like, dude, if you don't think it's a cult, then it's not a cult. You're the only one who needs to think that it's a cult after all the stuff that you've said.
Crime audience. And I'm going to say, like, the true crime audience is like the most retarded audience on YouTube. You could fucking feed them the biggest load of bullshit, and 9 times out of 10, they'll believe it.
He was actively undermining the awareness campaign. He was reaching...
Dude, there is no awareness campaign. This is a joke, right? Like, this is... You are... And by the way, in the beginning, he says he handled the whole thing wrong and he didn't know what he was doing. But now, all of a sudden, it's Mutahar's fault this thing blew up. It's like he just needs to escape any form of accountability. Such a weaselly little liar.
...out to historical detractors of the channel and going on live streams with them.
Made my Discord sign an NDA before I leaked my NHL round 1 bracket. 8 out of 8, by the way. Well, dude, listen, are you in one of those contests? Okay, you don't want people getting the secrets.
Before talking to me or any of the survivors and talking shit about the case. Here's just one example out of many.
Okay, this is fucking significant. I'm sorry, this is crazy.
Mutahar repeatedly attacked us on the live streams of people who hate me. Perhaps the most vocal among them is Tommy C.
I'm going to be just straight up honest with you. I want this child exploiter pinned to a cross. And I think that you're going to see a lot more MamaMax content from me.
The fact that this is the first person Mutahar chooses to speak with about this case should speak volumes about Mutahar's true intentions.
Go look into this guy MamaMax's bullshit story, Mutahar. I'm angry. I know I'm legitimately angry. And
well, I mean, I'm like I want you to tell me more. I like it's like the anger is good. It's just like fucking you gotta.
I think Mutahar people please Tommy, and I really think that now after my interactions with him.
Thanks,
bro. I am learning.
I am learning from the angry man who just said he can't think straight. No, yeah, the anger is good. It's not like it clouds your judgment and obstructs critical thinking. The anger is good.
Oh, really? How was the last year of your life, Max?
I don't know how much of that 4-hour interview you've seen.
Nothing.
Podcast.
He just said he has seen nothing. So Mutahar was learning.
Okay, but your 4-hour podcast was like completely useless. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
From an angry man who can't think straight, who constantly spreads disinformation on his targets, who made multiple streams about how I am a scammer, has seen nothing.
He's talking about one singular video. He's not talking about the videos that you uploaded to your main YouTube channel. He's talking about the 4-hour interview that was posted to Spencer's YouTube channel, which, by the way, crazy in and of itself to have her make a podcast about her abuse on her own social media.
What?
It's this whole situation.
Like your investigation, you're like sending your audience to give her like a YouTube channel too. That's also like a huge conflict of interest.
Can you send in the video he made on me? Can you send Mo to the video he made on me that one summer?
Please teach me your ways. Watch up commentary channel number 46,853.
Tommy, that video was not about you. I gave you a 3-minute segment, and rest assured, Mutahar already watched it. This is the text.
Okay, this is a bit fucking ridiculous. So Mutahar is acting like he had no knowledge of any of this. And if these messages are real, Jesus Christ, to Jen, no, yeah, we try not to talk about it. No need to bring up ex-girlfriend. Sorry, man, it sucks. I think we just put our friend Tommy C on suicide watch, bro. Wait, for real? Lol, I saw the first part. LMFAO. If he didn't, he probably should. This is similar to the messages where, like, when Jim was attacking me about everyone just cheering it on in the group chat. And there was no mention of that, obviously.
He sent me after he watched it. I think you put our friend Tommy on suicide watch, bro. Wait, for real? Lol, I saw the first part. LMFAO. If he didn't already, he probably should.
He went on Tommy's stream and like sucked Tommy's dick and said that he was like one of the vocal people or whatever, and he did a great job. Meanwhile, Mutahar was sitting here taking shot after shot like behind the scenes to fucking MamaMax when they were still on good terms. Now, keep in mind, like Mutahar has like interacted with Tommy's son or whatever and met Tommy's son on Discord because Tommy's son was like a big fan or whatever. He just completely blew smoke up Tommy's ass. I think that's like a fucking significant thing.
And now, all of a sudden, he is pretending to be best friends with Tommy C, someone he constantly
this is reasonable.
Talks
I'm
shit
sorry, this is a reasonable critique.
I mean, I've had this discussion with Tommy recently, and actually I would say Tommy C and his call-outs of Max, because I have respect for Tommy C. I've talked to him, and I think if he's going to say something, there's probably some weight to it.
Most of you will have no idea how hilarious this is to hear, but other YouTubers who have heard Mutahar talk about Tommy C behind closed doors will know that he is bullshitting all of you. For example, before we started recording for the Some Ordinary podcast, Mutahar told me not to worry about Tommy C Nile, because nobody has any respect for him anyway. He has no respect for Tommy C. He has no respect for any other creator.
This is a thing where if Mutahar had gotten fucking canceled or whatever, or at least ousted from our group, and we were knowledgeable about this, we wouldn't have taken his word for as far as we could have thrown it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen for a little while. I'm not trying to make this about me. I don't want to make this about me. I'm not trying to hedge my bets against Mutahar here. But apparently Keemstar had spoken to Muta about how he needs to like engage with this Nux Taku stuff. Nux Taku is someone that he said he'd disavow if he saw more evidence that he was like making questionable content on his social media, and then he kind of just never did. He also basically lied about why his podcast ended, which caused Chud to get a lot of hate. So eventually Mutahar decided that he was going to make a response video on Nux. So in like 24 hours, he threw together a shit video, which, I mean, I don't know. I had watched like part of it, and I was trying to like, because he asked me privately, reaches out to me privately to watch it, and I didn't realize like how bad it was because I didn't know that stuff was like factually incorrect when I was watching it. And before I have a chance to finish the video, he publishes it. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm getting a shit ton of fucking people coming after me, like these lolicons, dude. All these lolicons are attacking me, but I'm like fighting the good fight, right?" And then like days later, I find out that he's now made up with Nux Taku. He's deleted his YouTube video. He's thrown Keemstar and I assume me under the bus. And then he ghosts me. It's like he reached out to me for help. And by the way, the other part that's crazy here is I had sent him the Nux Taku Zero Super Smash Bros. Ice Cube defense video. And not only did he say, wow, this is crazy, I'm probably not going to include it, and then go back to being friends with Nux after he found out that he did that, Nux's video just disappeared. So it just got quietly covered up privately behind the scenes. And then he just became friends with him and ghosted me. And it feels like I was used as like a stepping stone to rebuild that relationship. And I was like a casualty to Mutahar. And I can believe that he did this to Tommy. I could believe that he did this to MamaMax, because I think Mutahar is a bit of a fucking flake. So,
zero respect for his own audience.
A lot of people watching YouTube cannot critically think anymore. So when that video came out, and I was like, I'm reading the comments, I'm like, yo, they're eating this shit up. What the f? And then like I make a video and everyone, and then like I make a video and everyone like flips. I'm like, you guys are the worst people. You cannot critically think whatsoever.
It's not that your audience can't critically think. It's the fact that we have misplaced our trust in you. Furthermore, why did you sleep on this Camden Gerard Davis case for 3 years only to expect multiple influencers to immediately jump on it as soon as you start discussing it? Why tell people to hurry up and discuss it, such as making videos about critical, not immediately responding to you, when you yourself didn't respond about this case for 3 years? People tell me about allegations all the time. I don't really know what's real and what's not until I actually look into it. Spencer kept messaging me, and once she invited me to the Discord server with the other survivors, that's when I realized, oh shit, this is important. I should have exercised patience, as they have done, but it was just so sad to see all of them. They kept trying to tell their story, and no one wanted to listen. And now I'm here and I'm telling all of my friends, and none of them wanted to listen.
Because you're crazy, and people knew you were crazy. Like, they didn't want to take this on because they knew they couldn't take this on. You're the only one who did, and it was a disaster. You literally proved them right.
Would entail a brief 15-minute session, allotting 3 minutes per survivor. A subsequent Q&A is optional. And no one showed up.
What am I supposed to do with this information? I run a drama channel. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna launch this case into everyone's face by fake canceling Charlie. And I was praying, I was hoping that he would just sit down and listen to them. And I know the importance of this case and cases like this will only grow as time continues. So maybe one day it will carry the urgency that it deserves. But Mutahar divided all of the survivors and made sure that they didn't talk.
Oh, it's all Mutahar's fault. Oh, boo-hoo. I apologize in the beginning, but forget all that stuff. It's all big Mutahar's fault.
Sad. Because many cases like this often...
Bro, do you not find this shit stressful? Not really. I mean, to be honest, I've been doing this for a while. Most people do drama because they couldn't hack it anywhere else on YouTube. I watched drama. I wanted to do drama. I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm having a good time, you know? I understand for people who wanted to do all this other stuff. I get it. It's probably like way too much of a headache, but I think it's funny that like in the last 48 hours... Ethan pulled up a clip of me on the fucking H3 podcast. Hassan Piker is getting fucking attacked on Twitter for calling me fat. MamaMax is calling me out in his YouTube video after coming back for a year. Fucking Asmongold is clipping me to go shit on Ian. I showed up in the content deputy. Bro, I'm having a ball right now. Don't worry about me.
After a public awareness campaign.
And when we found out what else
the
was going
worst thing that happens is I'm not flying under the radar anymore. And I liked flying under the radar because that means you get flagged less and your videos go down less.
behind closed doors, I'm talking crimes ranging from blackmail, forced labor, child trafficking. I was mortified. So I went to the authorities with a band of fellow shocked ex-members and we blew the proverbial whistle. But they didn't do anything. Fell on deaf ears because they didn't know what they were looking at.
Yeah, dude, if only they had MamaMax. Thanks for my TED Talk. Hi. Dude, imagine going to a TED Talk and the guy's just like, hello, my name is Max Stryker. I am a filmographer who helps young children. Today we're going to be talking about a vampire werewolf sex cult, and I am joined by my star Taco Bell consuming pupil, Spencer. Dude, it's like, bro, what is this TED Talk? Dude, this is fucking weird, bro. It's like, cult psychology is real, and it's inside of your screens. Dude, I'm sorry, this is like, nobody takes this guy fucking serious. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, this is like absolutely fucking unhinged. There's no amount of like, Mutahar sucks that can tell me that this is anything other than your fault.
He was in police custody.
This story was fucked before Mutahar even talked about it.
Just dispensing the information that I was given. So just for quick context, Pablo Sunny is a child predator we found on IMVU. He has multiple victims that I made contact with on the platform, and I confirmed that he was grooming minors via direct investigation. We verified his face with a specific hand gesture, and his voice can be confirmed by his friends. You can watch the full videos if you want more detail, but here's a paraphrased version of our call.
You know, I'm 14 though, like, you know, like...
Okay, I don't need a fucking porn call with a pedophile. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip this, alright?
Many of which I made contact with. Here are the Instagram messages between me and Zach Haddad's former friend. He making an update video on Zach. Would you like to do an interview for it? Hey man, thanks for the message. Last I heard, he was in police custody. I thought this a fair bit these past few days. I respect your platform and the way you unveiled this information. All of us in the community are still dealing with the weight of it daily, but it gets better only with time. I think I'd rather not do an interview for the
Don't worry, we got about another 30 minutes of this, and then we're cutting over, and we're gonna do Creator Clash.
video, but would be happy to share my words.
We're gonna be Creator Clash, iDubbbz, Ethan Klein. You're gonna get your Ethan Hassan Destiny tonight.
Inform with you as long as I can remain anonymous. Those closest to me and closest to this situation know how I feel about it, and I posted my thoughts a little while ago after processing this. I am happy to contribute my words to the video, but that's as far as I'm willing to be involved for my own comfort level. No worries, man. A written statement will work just as well. Hey, we have not heard anything on Zach Haddad for a couple months, either from authorities or peers.
That's a Zach Hadel. I'm like, no, I love smiling friends.
Continue to. Here are some Instagram messages between me and his former roommate. Heard anything yet? Do you or anyone has the contact information of the investigator assigned to the case? We have the hotel Zach is staying at and want to give his eviction and providing support for the people who are closest to him. We don't have any contact for the investigators. For now, we would like some space as we are also grieving and processing this situation. Peers. We are still in contact with his victims wanting to testify against him. Do you know anything that could help us? Unfortunately, I don't. Haven't heard from any of his family, and the law enforcement didn't take any action after we all gave statements and offered any evidence in the house.
Okay, so nobody got arrested then. Got it.
Nobody that I know of is in contact with him, and they are not together.
So he oversold the story.
Grooming and luring of young girls. He did not do this online, but in person while he was 19-20 and I was 15. Though the intentions of your video seemed harmless, the sensationalizing and dramatizations in the video were unnecessary.
Wait, why is he posting this? It makes him look bad. The victim is like, hey dude, you're like kind of an asshole. Why did you make it like a crazy ARG video? This was my grooming. Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops, I hit the ultimate rape review button. That looks awful.
I know you have made plenty of money off of this video of yours. I ask that you donate the proceeds to victims of his that need therapy. To keep this AdSense and Patreon money to yourself is selfish and wrong. You do not get to capitalize off of young girls' trauma. I'm terribly sorry to hear that you're a victim of his. You have my gratitude for reaching out. I've been asking some of his ex-friends for a GoFundMe link, but no one has sent me anything yet. But I will happily make a donation. I'd also like to clarify none of my videos are monetized, and I only dramatize the content so that people will start to pay attention, which seems to have worked. Most of my audience are CSA victims, and they have been the ones—
Yeah, you see this? Most of my audience is CSA victims, and they like it. Whoa, how come you're a CSA victim who doesn't like it? That's weird.
Requesting me to push my content in this direction.
He used this as leverage all the time.
So I hope you can understand. Thank you for your quick reply. If I can help in any way in regards to exposing Zach, let me know. During this time, I went on a few podcasts and explained what was going on based on the information I had. Since this was a developing story, I make it clear that I don't know the full details.
What is your primary goal? Is that then? There's no. What's your other?
Well, I guess the question is like the next getting at is like, okay, so you want to enact this change.
Sorry,
what do you hope is the eventual result?
I accidentally put on the false police report that made it into one of your videos. My bad.
Okay. Of all this.
Oh, no, how'd that get there?
I just want my video back up. I don't give a shit if my video comes back up. It did what it needed to do. So that was in the video, is currently in police custody. And
was that as a result of your video, or was
yes.
that prior to the video?
Yes, it was because of the video. The video was about
It doesn't sound like anybody's in police custody.
And this one...
Did I miss it? Where did he say they were in police custody? They said we went there and the police didn't do anything.
The Instagram is platform.
Hey man, last I heard he was in police custody. So someone had just... Oh, wow. You're telling me someone close to him just told you he was in police custody? So you just went and reported it in your video? Wow. I thought that was called bad research, Max. I thought that... Oh, wow. Shit, dude. You have a source that just said something to you? So you just said stuff to other people? That's crazy, dude. Mutahar, our good friend Mutahar, kind of waited right... I don't know. I'm not going to accuse him of doing this on purpose, but he kind of waited till as soon as we switched over to talk about Ethan, and then he dropped a fucking statement on Nexpo right after we talked to Nexpo and stuff. Nobody even... Because I remember nobody mentioned that this had happened. We had just finished the segment, watched all of this shit, and then Mutahar kind of dropped this right after. I found that to be odd, but we have some stuff with Muta to look over today. Regarding MamaMax, I believe Nexpo has said it best here concerning the Sloppenheimer length of the video released against us. Also, here's another thing that I realized from Mutahar. I'm not blocked anymore, so I guess this was hand-delivered to me. I was blocked prior to this, actually. Not refollowed or anything, but he unblocked me so I could better see this statement after I was done covering it. I thought that was kind of weird, but whatever. Max, to my knowledge, is considering suing me. I take that kind of threat seriously, and all I can say is I didn't hire ChatGPT. I don't hire ChatGPT, bring it on. So just for context, this is some of the Mutahar stuff here that was brought up in the MamaMax video, just so we can go back and, I guess, understand what we were talking about.
Here's just one example out of many. Mutahar repeatedly attacked us on the live streams of people who hate me. Perhaps the most vocal among them is Tommy C.
I'm gonna be just straight up honest with you. I want this child exploiter pinned to a cross. And I think that you're going to see a lot more MamaMax content from me.
The fact that this is the first person Mutahar chooses to speak.
By the way, I didn't cover this in the last one. I have an opportunity to say it now. In MamaMax's video, he kind of lies and says that Tommy was like a short part of the video and he didn't really matter. The reason why Tommy says that Max made a whole video on him is because he put like a weird QR code extravaganza in there where he was writing psychotic stuff about Tommy and he laced it throughout the entire video. So if you wanted to find out what he thought about Tommy, you would have to find the QR codes on the screen with his stupid manifest. It's actually all in my first video on Max. I forgot this had even happened. So he just straight up lied about that as well.
About this case should speak volumes about Mutahar's true intentions.
Go look into this guy MamaMax's bullshit story,
this is the clip.
Mutahar. I'm angry. I'm legitimately angry. And
well, I mean, I'm like I want you to tell me more. I like it's like the anger is good. It's just like fucking you gotta.
I can't think straight.
I am learning.
I am learning from the angry man who just said he can't think straight. No, yeah, the anger is good. It's not like it clouds your judgment and obstructs critical thinking. The anger is good.
I don't know how much of that 4-hour interview you've seen.
Nothing.
That podcast.
He just said he
What a hard clip here. Like it's an insanely out of context clip. The 4-hour interview isn't related to any of Max's videos about this. It's about a random podcast that was on Spencer's personal YouTube channel where she goes through more of the stuff but like the criticism is for how Max is covering it, not for her direct story.
Nothing. So Mutahar was learning from an angry man who can't think straight, who constantly spreads disinformation on his targets.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Think straight, who constantly spreads disinformation.
Nicholas DeOrio ends MamaMax. That doesn't seem like disinformation, right? MamaMax is done on YouTube. I think so far that's still pretty accurate.
On his targets, who made multiple streams about how I am a scammer, has seen nothing. What?
It's this whole situation.
Can you send him the video he made on me?
Yeah, this is the part. Can you send him the video he made on me?
Send Muta the video he made on me that one summer.
Please teach me your ways. Washed up commentary channel number 46,853.
Tommy, that video was not about you. I gave you a 3-minute segment, and rest assured, Mutahar already watched it. This is the text he sent me
two
after
things
he
here.
watched it.
One, this is Mutahar. So Mutahar pretended that he had no idea Tommy was critical of Max, and then in the messages he's like, "You put Tommy on suicide watch," knowing that Tommy is like this is like the same kind of stuff with the Night Docs thing. Muta just straight up lied to Tommy about how much he knew, and then kind of just changed his opinion when it was more, I guess, lucrative or it was more viable to hate MamaMax, which I think is a fair criticism. If you go back, I think you can find in my video on the Tommy C stuff in particular. I should be able to. Where is? Do I not have a transcript? I can go here and look up Tommy C. Silence and ruin other people's lives. Just look at how he treated Tommy C. The man was mad. MamaMax Tommy C QR codes from Wayne.exe. I don't want to spend an hour of watch time on this just to bully. So there's like a ton of fucking messages here. Real persistent critic, and during the videos he was supposedly hunting predators. By the way, another Snake Blacks tweet, dude. This is the kind of stuff he was doing publicly, and we thought he was joking. Real persistent critic. But he hated Tommy, so he's like, "Oh, MamaMax owned Tommy C" in super funny segment. He was doing this when we were friends with him. During the video, he was always like this. He was supposedly hunting predators. Max took time out of his. Yeah, my God, you sound so sure of yourself here. It's so sad that you were completely wrong. By the way, how much did your surgery cost? Because I have no idea how to fit my head up my ass like that. Or can you? And this is a video on a pedophile, and he's just like freaking out at Tommy in QR codes. He wrote, "If I sent you the invite, you would have been sucking the semen out of my cock to defend me, but I much prefer doing anal with you instead." Like, he's talking about a pedophile, and he's like, at the same time, fantasizing anal sex with Tommy C. His day to create a QR code campaign about Tommy and talk about sexually dominating him. The stuff on screen right now is completely psychotic, and even more so with the information we now know about how fraudulent Max's activities have been. I mean, look at the comments. Look at what people said to Tommy. Just because he's agreeing with pedos are bad, okay child groomer, disgusting pedo defender. This is what you got when you criticize MamaMax back in the day, when Mutahar and his friends were astroturfing him as like the leading expert on catching pedophiles.
Spoke up and questioned the current narrative. MamaMax does not deserve anyone's support. MamaMax does not deserve a second chance. This is not a community that can offer one. This is a malicious person who preys on his supporters. He is the predator to them. To the girls Max is helping fight against Camden Gerard.
So yeah, this is like my crescendo at the very end of the video. I had thrown that in. There was so much to put in there. I needed to make a second video to add more shit in there. But it's just like the stuff on Max to release in that time frame. It's so numerous and uncontested by anything that I've really seen in this video.
I think you put our friend Tommy on suicide watch, bro. Wait, for real? Lol, I saw the first part. LMFAO. If he didn't already, he probably should. And now, all of a sudden, he is pretending to be best friends.
And Mutahar is partially the reason why he was able to do this as long as he was. And the thing is, with Mutahar specifically, dude, he doesn't want that reputation to be the guy who like AstroTurf Max, but he objectively was. And again, I will say something. This is what I'm going to say right now. Without Mutahar, Max doesn't go down. All right, I'm going to be straight up with you. Chud Logic couldn't take down MamaMax. I couldn't take down MamaMax alone. Tommy C couldn't take down MamaMax. This was never going to go down that way. Somebody from his camp needed to talk about it to even, I guess, push it even further and get me in the room that I could even talk to him about this, right? To get that interview in the first place. Now, I didn't need Mutahar there. Mutahar left and I got all the good clips. But like, there needed to be some sort of public shift for Max to action. Otherwise, we would just be getting called pedos still. So, as much as I have issues with Mutahar now, and as much as I think that he's kind of a snake here, he kind of was integral. If we don't launch those videos at the same time, I don't think my video gets the eyes that it needs to be successful. Max accuses me of spreading baseless rumors and accusations regarding a former collaborator while providing no tangible documentation and simply required us to believe him at his word, which means fuck all. I am not the perfect person, no one is, but in regards to the accusations Max spread about Jim, I did, after hearing, actually reach out to Jim and discuss with him. While I don't speak to him, Jim wasn't surprised when I confronted him, as he had knowledge of these rumors long before I did. I myself had only heard them when Max and his friend Prox brought them up to me randomly as he came to visit in Houston when I was vacationing. I thought it was that it was to Jen, and then Jen said it to Mutahar. At that time, he had lived with Jim, and I was on a term where I believe Max at face value, a mistake I already have acknowledged before in detail. Max was once a friend, and sadly, in the moment, a lot of judgment can be clouded. I don't state that as an excuse. In regards to the case of the vampire cult, I've been accused of destroying the case, which is simply not true. I've spoken to any survivor that came my way, provided my advice, and even offered money unconditionally to help the people involved in the story. Nearly everyone but Max has seemed to move on. I would rather not waste my time and make a video on it and figure this would suffice. I don't want to waste my time on Max anymore, and frankly, I have no care what happens to him after my post. Fuck that guy is his statement. No comment on this. I think you put our friend Tommy on suicide watch, bro. Wait, for real? I think I saw the first post. And, I mean, to this, there's just nothing here. Yeah, I don't know. This is great. Let's see. What do we got here? This is Tommy C. This is the Tommy C stream. This is Tommy's last DM to Mutahar. And depending on how annoyed I get, you'll get my last DM to Mutahar, too. I don't know. I don't know if I want to put that out. I already put it in the Discord one day, so it's not like it would be the first time anyone sees it. This is what Mutahar said in December 2024. Ready? Hey, man, out of respect, I'm here to ask you about... Actually, I think he's going to read it, right?
So, I told Doe that I'm really super pissed because Chud told me that you went on and said, boy, man, there's some people out there really challenging Max. It's really fucking crazy. By the way, when the Tommy C video came out, the bogus video that you ended up busting, okay? And I wanted to know, because the only person you could be talking about at the time of me, because I was the only critic, it was me and what fucking Vito. Hey, out of respect, I'm here to ask you about your concern you had. Jen played me a few messages between you two. It seemed you guys have issues with something I said in the podcast a couple years ago regarding Max. I'll figure out if you want to call about it and hash something out. But from what I heard, you seem pretty upset about it, and out of respect, I'd want to revolve it. I know it had something to do with Max being on the show and collectively calling us critics cringe. At the time, I did not know you were the only sole critic.
At the time, I did not know you were the sole critic of MamaMax. But if you go and you look at the DMs that Max shows in the video, if these things are real and Muda's not fucking denying it, it sounds like he absolutely fucking knew. It sounds like he abso-fucking-lutely knew that Tommy was the critic, right? He certainly knew before all this went down, and he just chose to do nothing with it. In fact, he was like laughing about it. This was a funny thing to him. So I don't think you can trust Mutahar as far as you can throw him. He seems like a real fucking snake, dude.
That's bullshit. If Max is to be believed, that's fucking bullshit.
So,
and I don't see Mutahar saying that that's not real. I would apologize if that's the case, but
it's real. That's my next question.
Yeah.
Jen is Doe. Oh, it's fucking Doug. Of course, I know he wasn't paying attention.
It's actually Jeannie.
Yes.
Oh, so he doesn't show the rest, but I want to read the rest of this. At the time, I didn't know you're the sole person on the radar, and I wouldn't be downplaying any trauma you've been through, labeling you as a pedo, permissive. And again, it's like put you on suicide watch. Like, this is so fucking fake, dude. As far as me not reaching out to you, I don't reach out to anyone that didn't contact me, usually through my cell. Again, I wish you'd bring this to my attention so I could talk to you about it. I know we're on speaking terms here as evidence with me helping you over a month ago. It's a bit painful hearing that you're disposable to me, since I do value our friendship as little as we speak, and I've never helped you with an expectation of anything in return. I spoke to people directly involved in this, and if I really ghosted anyone, it's because deep down, I know some convos can remain here and not get aired out on stream. All that said, I'm down to talk to you out of respect for the friendship we do have. Wait, what is the context for these messages? Is this about the Nux Taku stuff? Is that when he's contacting him? Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna fucking blow up. Is that what this is about? When did the Nux Taku stuff happen? Is it near December of 2024? Is this... Wait, Tommy got a message about this? Tommy got a message about this? Wait, what? I'm just understanding what I'm looking at here. This is crazy. I'm still down to talk to you out of the respect for the friendship we have. I do wish you spoke to me instead of Jen. I feel terrible involving her in any of this. Wait, around that time, yeah? When the fuck was the Nux stuff? Hold on, I gotta go to my fucking YouTube channel and figure this out. When did I post the review of Mutahar's Nux video? Like around the time Hassan went after him. Mutahar breaks his silence. Mutahar exposed Nux Taku, he deleted it, was December 6th. Oh my... Oh no, okay, no it's not. Wait. No! This is the Nux drama. This is the 18th of December. This is in response to like Mutahar going crazy. That's so funny. All right, I'm relitigating this. Give me 2 seconds. Because I absolutely can't. This is ridiculous. Hold on. I'm going to just talk about this now. I have no problem with doing this. Hold on. Yeah, fuck this shit, dude. Fuck this. This guy is not to be trusted. I'm sorry. Where are the fucking DMs? I might as well just show them all, because I don't want to get accused of cropping anything. So if you guys don't know what happened, Mutahar made a video on Nux Taku, deleted it, and he was accusing Nux Taku of like interacting with like Lolicon and shit, and using Lolicon to like clickbait thumbnails. So he went out and made like a hit piece video, right, on Nux Taku. Okay, and he deletes it and said it was like Keemstar's fault, implying heavily that like the people who he talked to were the reason why he went and did this stuff, right? And it was like so jarring for me in particular, because he'd reached out to me to have me review the video before he posted it, and then he completely ghosted me and like never spoke to me again after he took it down. I thought it was like extremely weird, and it was this time frame when he was writing this shit and lying straight to Tommy's face. Like, I have no idea.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Hold on. I'm gonna just pull this up. We're gonna look at this conversation together. Because he was like speaking to me up until the night before he took it down. Well, the night he dropped the video. All right. So December 2nd, yo, Some Ordinary Gamers, post Nux Clarity. Unprompted, without messaging. We hadn't spoke for an entire month. He unprompted sends me this video. Right? Now, keep in mind, the reason why this fucking Nux Taku video thing was coming out is because Nux was like, he was confronted about Nux on Chud Logic's live stream. And then when his Some Ordinary podcast had ended, he went on Chud's live stream and said that like part of the reason why this was happening was because of the criticisms that Nux was getting at the time. And then when Nux made his video, he basically gave a statement saying that that wasn't true. So everyone was like gaslighting Chud, calling him a liar. Okay, that was what was happening there. So. And he came on and they showed him evidence and stuff on the stream. And he's like, I'm going to look into this and I might have to fucking disavow Nux. So then Hassan Piker went live and started criticizing him over the Nux thing. So he puts out this post-Nux clarity video, right? And he goes, sending you this if you want to review it. I've been dealing with Nux's nonsense the last few months for something he should answer for. Setting the record straight here and also apologizing to Chud because of the whole podcast thing. So this was an apology. He ended up deleting this video. He ended up deleting this apology pretty shortly after. Unprompted, sends me this video for review. And then I said, oh, dope. I just talked to Keem last night. We were talking about all the Nux stuff. I hope you've been well. I'll take a look at your video now. So I go to take a look at it. And I go, I'm still watching, but I want to bring this to your attention. In my opinion, this is the worst thing Nux has ever done. By a wide margin. Because this is not anime or lolly. It's an actual human. And he's sweeping for 0 in this video. It's actually disgusting. So I had talked about this with... I had talked about this and I had sent him a video of Nux talking about the 0 controversy where he's talking about how his confession, or the alleged confession at the time, was a suicide note. Okay? That like he'd gone back on confessing to this weird Ice Cube allegation. So I sent this and I said, Nux has a weird video defending this 0 guy. And you'll notice that when I go back and get this screenshot, this video disappeared. I'll get to that at the end. The quote was, now to say it wasn't true because I wrote it like a suicide letter because I was in a dark place. That's not normally an answer that would satisfy me. That said, I do know for a fact that he did attempt suicide multiple times over the last few months. I was talking to him. It's not a hoax. Like sometimes the I'm in a dark place excuse is a hoax. This time it just ain't, bro. It ain't. I kind of laugh at the Lolly Nux stuff because he was ready and willing to defend a 19-year-old who allegedly asked a 14-year-old to take inappropriate pictures with ice. So Mutahar's response to this is, wow, that's fucking even worse than the Taiga sweep, the thing that he chose to include in the video. I don't know if I'm going to go and add that to the video because it's more about cutting ties, but holy shit. So when this thing, like the next day, when Muta does eventually take down the video, this Nux video just disappears. There's no content. There's no response. There's no reason for why it went down. It just silently got swept under the rug and the video is no longer available anymore, which I found to be extremely fucking weird. Inappropriate pictures with ice. Yeah, the allegation is that he interacted with a minor when he was 19 and asked them to masturbate with ice. That was the allegation at the time that he was accused of. Yeah, this is new to me. I told him earlier last night that we can't be friends and that his behavior was fucked up. Just off what I saw alone and discussed, I told him that we wouldn't be friends. It's behavior that I've cut people out for. He's not above anything. He goes, do you think the video is good to go? Keem says it needs a spicier intro. I get where he's coming from, but I don't know if my brand is totally on for just throwing another bump. So he's obviously like within 30 minutes, he's expecting me to like immediately respond to this. And then I said, hey, sorry, I got caught up doing something with my mom, so I hadn't finished watching it. No worries. I go, I think Keem's wrong. The video intro is fine. He always says that. Yeah, he did the same thing with the Club Penguin investigation. I get where he's coming from. Made the video live. He said the same thing to you about the Soggy video. I think the video is good. Every time I went to type something, I paused too quickly because you explained it well. I just hate taking heat for this shit. I don't really care if another collaborator wants to correct the record. I have to for my own sanity. Thank you for reviewing it. No, I get that 100%. It's a sticky situation since this guy was your friend. Did not know the amount of lolly defenders that pop out when posting. Now, I remember when I was watching this, I hadn't even finished the video at this point. I was going back to continue watching it. And then I said, dude, it radicalizes me. I'm sorry. This jumps to like 9:30. I did not know the amount of lolly defenders that would pop out when posting. Then I go, dude, it radicalizes me. The lolly is bad, but the loud and proud defenders are worse. And then he goes, it's worth always losing those subs. I can't have people defending that in any community, right? So then he goes, all right, this happens, right? After this message around 9:36 or whatever, I don't know when the fuck he does it. He goes and just pulls down the video.
right? It's always worth losing these subs. And then he just takes down the video and says nothing. So I reach out to him when I inevitably get to respond to this, and I go, hey dude, I'm a little confused by what exactly is going on there at the moment. I covered the video last night and I still think the video is fine, but I'm not really getting why you took it down. I also saw some videos uploaded to a fan channel of you explaining some super weird hentai thing that you watched, and that kind of caught me off guard when a chatter sent it to me. All in all, I hope you're doing well and you're not getting too much hate from the weird lolly people. And he just never spoke to me again. He like made up with Nux. Nux went on a stream and said that like his friends were pressuring him to make a video, and he just never spoke to me again. And all in all, he's writing this and talking to Tommy that way. Like, this is psychotic. So recently I said, I haven't had a chance to watch the video yet, but you need to call me sometimes this week or early next week, preferably before I respond to the video. I need to know what happened here from your mouth off the record. I get there are issues now with us, but we worked on this Max video together and I want to be kept in the loop. So then he immediately pops in and says, I'm free to call right now. And we spoke prior to the stream. And it really wasn't anything of value because I didn't know what questions to ask. But we actually did speak about this, and he was like, yeah, I did kind of talk to Nux Taku, and that changed a lot. I'm like, I don't know what it could have changed. You seem pretty disgusted by his behavior. I'm super fucking confused what happened here. I think this guy's a total flake. I think he's a fucking people pleaser. I think he's a tall tales man. I think he's a pathetic wretch of an individual. So, I mean, when MamaMax says that he's a liar, I can attest to that, unfortunately, for Max. Oh, not for Max. Unfortunately for Max. Unfortunately for us, I can attest to Max's descriptions of Mutahar. And I think it becomes more evident seeing the way that he's treated Tommy. Yeah, he's a spineless piece of shit. So, I don't know. I know I'm not going to take a picture with him at VidCon. Yeah, I think it's gross. Yeah, Nick Andros specifically showed me his ticket to Canada. Okay, I don't... Okay, you're just joking. Okay, Jesus Christ. So yeah, this is what I saw about Mutahar. I'm just so fucking confused as to what's going on here. So then he posts this segment. I guess he streams about it, and he starts answering questions immediately after saying he's not going to talk about it.
MamaMax Burn. Oh yeah, I noticed that he made a video. Once I saw that there was a lot of context completely eliminated from that, and it was just more safe facing really everyone and crazy bullshit, I just stopped taking that nut job seriously, dude. But how's everybody been doing? Muda already drunk? No, dude, I'm on that coffee. It's on my Linux gaming, bro.
Dude, he's on his Linux arc, bro. Holy shit. Here, let me go to the Max segments. You just type in Max, and then you can pop down to here. Boom.
Relays. This is a very relaxed day after work, okay? Simple as that. Are you addressing Max's recent response? There's really nothing to address into it. The guy's just unhinged and...
Like, I fully at this point don't believe that Mutahar was in the dark and he didn't watch Max's videos. I just think he didn't care and he didn't want to get involved, but he wants to come out of this looking like a hero or something. I don't know what drives Mutahar to be as fake as he fucking is every time he gets the opportunity to do it, but it's just like, is it pathological lying? Is it mental illness? Was he always like this? I don't know.
And crazy at this point.
But I'll tell you right now, last year I went into YouTube with the perspective of be around more big content creators, because the small content creators have nothing but time and can be completely unhinged and are jobless and will target you like 24 hours a day. The big content creators are good because they have something to lose and they can't get away with like lying, right? Like these people are all established online figures whose revenue is paid for by YouTube bucks. So like the chances of getting snaked by one of these people is significantly lower because the stakes are so much higher. This kind of just blew up in my face. I was completely shocked to find out that this guy is a fucking fraud. It was a complete blindside to me because I had locked myself in a position where I'm like, I'm safer chatting with people like this than I am with random shitters. And then it turned out to not be true. I just don't think you can trust YouTubers.
You know, I feel like I got everything out that I needed to anyways. It really doesn't even matter all that much. Thank you for the $5, Cyber Spider. Wait, Ethan released, not Ethan, Ian released Content Deputy? What the fuck is this? Idoops. What did he do here? What is this? Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, sorry, there's another one. I gotta keep jumping around because he would constantly, like, here.
Didn't even promote a content cop, like, resurgence. His empathetic fucking, like, you know, video. Didn't even promote it there. You guys are just terrible at promotion. Like, what? MamaMax is suing me over a breached NDA. Okay. As far as MamaMax stuff goes, if MamaMax is really willing to sue me for the millions of dollars, I highly welcome it, okay? I really welcome it. Because unlike Max's lawyers that are, I guess, are chat fucking GPT, I have real lawyers, and I would bring it. Out of the whole Max thing, like, it was really funny, like, I think out of the video, he brings up the fact that, like, we were all just kind of, like, we were all just, like, fucking assholes or something to each other.
When you guys did the interview on my channel, if you guys just acknowledged your part in this, you'd be better off. Like, to come in there and kind of play it off as, like, the way that you did. Like, if you came in and said, hey, we were all kind of shitty to Jim behind the scenes, but, like, Max was the one that spread this rumor, your story would be infinitely more credible. But I don't... It's like you guys are just afraid to have even, like, the slightest amount of pushback, so you just didn't include that part. So obviously, yeah, people are questioning you now because you, like, left out the fact that he was the butt of the joke in the entire chat.
I don't really care, okay? Like, at the end of the day, Max...
There is no evidence that Mutahar or Nexpo created those allegations against Jim. In fact, it's literally a he said, she said thing at this point, but it's allowed to be that because they misrepresented how, I guess, their involvement in some regard to how how Jim was treated.
He, like, in his video, he admits to, like, saying some, like, fucking, fucked up shit about the Night Docs guy. Like, everything that we had in discussion with was in a closed community.
This is how Hassan Piker reacts to criticism, by the way, just to be clear. This is exactly how Hassan does it. He just sits on stream in his stupid fucking angle while he's talking about something else, asks a question, and then, like, gives a non-answer to whatever actual critical point the video on him is. And he, you know, honestly, I give Mutahar credit for saying that he even watched the video to begin with.
Docs guy.
Can I say something to you,
Like,
Nick?
everything that we
really
had
like
in
it.
discussion with
Why?
was in a closed community, like our closed Discord, like our closed, like, group chat of friends. So, bro's spreading these rumors, and then in this video he's, like, saying that I'm responsible for it, yet provides, like, no actual, like, real proof. Like, I've seen all the timestamps and everything. It's just weird. Like, the guy is unhinged, okay? Like, simple as that.
Dude,
I
he's
think
crazy,
an
bro. He's unhinged, dude. Dude, fucking... dude, Epstein Max, dude. Mama Epstein is so unhinged, dude. This just sounds like Hassan Piker, dude. It literally just sounds like Hassan.
Dude. And, you know, he just, like... I have stopped giving a shit about Max since he completely fucking, like... Since it came out that he just didn't do anything in regards to stopping predators, okay? I just stopped caring.
Oh, wow, that's so convenient. You stopped caring as soon as he pulled up screenshots that prove you're a fraud. That's nuts, dude. That's crazy, dude.
Fucking, like, since
And it's so easy to tell Tommy, like, I was wrong. I got caught up in it. I didn't really know what I was doing in that situation. I said some fucked up stuff about you, and I'm sorry. I judged you incorrectly. If he said something like that, boom, this criticism doesn't exist. If he just disclosed it, if he didn't lie for no fucking reason, okay, he could literally have made legitimate peace with Tommy. It's these little white lies that make everything else look worse. Because there was no reason for him to lie like that.
It came out that he just didn't do anything in regards to stopping predators.
I think Tommy would have accepted his apology if he was just honest.
Okay? I just stopped caring. If Max wants to sue me, I highly welcome the lawsuit. Okay? I'm not even against law. I think creators should fucking sue each other, okay? I think creators should sue each other like crazy. I think if you have a disagreement with me, just motherfucking sue me, okay? Simple as
Holy shit, what a privileged fucking position to be in. I think everyone should sue everyone on YouTube.
Yeah, I think...
What a fucking great position to have there.
Should fucking sue each other.
Yeah, dude, that's a great idea.
Okay? I think creators should sue each other like crazy. I think if you have a disagreement with me, just motherfucking sue me, okay?
Dude, I want to deploy Billy Mitchell in to get this guy. Holy shit, dude. Billy Mitchell, I want you to fucking make this guy your next fucking... your next, what is it? Coupon code for your fucking hot sauce brand.
Simple as that. All right, I don't care.
Somebody call Billy Mitchell, dude. Somebody's got to get taught a lesson.
Sue me. Like, you know what I hate about lawsuits? Don't threaten. Just do it. Just make it happen. Like, just do it. You know? Like, let's just go.
And I get that. Like, all he has to say is, yeah, come sue me. You got no fucking case, bro. Come get me. But he's that's such a weird way to word it.
Feel that if you feel that I've made you cry a little bit, then just do it. Simple as that. Not Max Mofo. Max Mofo is cool. MamaMax is what we're talking about. It's a great, like, motherfucker is acting like the most jilted ex-girlfriend in the world. Just do it.
That equates Creator Clash to a crypto.
Wait,
where is the message exactly?
I gotta find this Chud clip. You're gonna love this. Where? Oh god, how many times did he talk about Billy Mitchell in this fucking video? Hold on, is that the real? No. Billy. Here. So Chud is watching my my video I posted yesterday, and he's watching me talk to Nexpo, and he sees my ADHD moment and freaks out. It's awesome.
No. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be the one to channel that information to other people. I just wanted to cut him off and move on.
Is that fucking? Oh god, Billy Mitchell. Discount code Carl Lost. Nicholas DeOrio approved hot sauce.
Oh my god, Nicholas!
Right now. That's,
oh my.
That's
okay. That's really Billy Mitchell. Okay. There's one. This is a question that a lot of people are.
Are you fucking serious?
And by the way, it's so funny because I leave this like the next message.
Nicholas DeOrio's
like the next sentence is like the hardest question I asked him. So it's like, oh, Nick's fucking blowing this interview right now, dude. Because Billy Mitchell in the middle of the interview in fucking Nexpo just comes in and just starts typing, and he's modded in chat, so it's even funnier. There's one. This is a question that a lot of people are.
Are you fucking serious? You're in the midst of this serious dissection of Nexpo, and you're derailing with this. Oh my
asking is how come you deleted your DMs with Max?
There we go.
You just immediately, okay, wait, never mind, dude. I mean, it's funny, dude. We went from like something that didn't matter to like the hardest question within seconds. I thought it was funny. I don't know.
Poll. He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon.
Oh, okay, so that's the, so he's watching the content nuke. Then we jump ahead now to, what timestamp is this? Yeah. Not that one. Nope, not that one. Yeah, here you go. Now 2:55.
Do you plan on covering the video MamaMax made recently? No, I don't really give a shit about the new video. I saw like the bits and pieces. It's all like completely out of context. The receipts he shows.
Really?
Funny, like,
he was really gung-ho to cover the other videos. It's weird. He doesn't want to cover this one.
One receipt of me. Like, and then like, it's funny, like he showed like a message between me and him on a phone. And it's like he just completely like cuts out context of it.
Like, I don't think this guy has actual positions on anything. He probably shouldn't cover YouTube drama. I don't know. Does anybody think that I've been I mean, I didn't put those out there. I probably shouldn't have. I don't know. I think it's fair after seeing that Tommy DM, the way that he's so fucking snaky behind the scenes. I think I should warn people from interacting with him. But now that you see the context to how I got cut off by Mutahar, is this not reasonable
Nicholas,
that I've been so vitriolic towards him
for the $5,
since this? I feel like this kind of gives context to why I've been so fucking rude to this guy for so long.
Like, at this point, if anybody really wants from that community that's covering it, I'll just give you guys like my message list. I don't really have anything to hide there. He kind of says that we started rumors about like that Night Docs guy when it's like,
dude, he's like going through, this is like the same thing he said earlier in the stream. Like he's got his pre-prepared response ready. He's saying that we kind of started rumors about that Night Docs guy.
There. He kind of says that we started rumors about like that Night Docs guy when it's like, the only way that I heard a rumor was through that guy. And I've never said it outside a group of like friends that heard it from him. If anything, like he talked about that Night Docs guy, and like we, like me and my wife Jen, we were just like, we heard about it. We even talked to him about it on the phone, like the Night Docs guy directly, like Jim directly. And outside of our circle, nobody ever really knew about it. Nobody ever talked about it, like aside from who Max like said.
I guess that's like a soft way to confirm that you guys talked about it all the time, but like to each other.
So it's just weird, like
that Night Docs way is a diabolical way to talk about your former IRL friend. Yeah, somebody who was like super fucking happy to jump into for and defend. Now all of a sudden Max has responded and he's just somebody that I used to know, dude.
Out there like
because his anxiety, dude, his anxiety.
It's weird. I don't understand what's up with this like constant petty drama nonsense. And for full context, like,
petty drama nonsense, bro. This was a huge video on your fucking YouTube channel. This is fucking pathetic, dude.
Friends with that Night Docs guy, and it's not because, you know, Night Docs has done anything illegal or anything to my knowledge. I just don't really like the guy, so I don't really hang out, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, MamaMax is just weird, man. I mean, it's like he's hanging on to like whatever relevancy, even though, you know, he didn't do anything really in his career to stop.
Like, here's the deal. MamaMax is a fucking slanderous, degenerate piece of shit who deserves about 99.9% of the criticism that he's received in the last 2 years. And somehow, you guys look like the guiltiest fucking people every time you open your mouth to talk about him now. It's actually it is awe-inspiring. It is so hard to watch you talk about this because every time you open your mouth, it's like he gets another yard. Maybe you guys should shut the fuck up at this point. Maybe this was a mistake. I don't know.
Just bad people. You might
like Max is the easiest dunk ever. I don't know why you guys sound so guilty every time you talk about him.
We'll be better off like taking care of like animals because it seems like he's better into the animal welfare than anything else. Even when it came to like his case, like he had this vampire cult case that he fucked up, and really all I did out of it, he said something about like I lied. And like didn't help out the victims or something, and it's like I literally only had talked to like one person in there who ever had a case, and even that person, from my knowledge, is moved on with their life and doing something. So I don't know, man. Like that the whole vampire case, it's like Max ruined that case. Like even if let's say there is a case on it, which honestly like there might have been something. I'll be real. Like there might have been some grievance that could probably be handled in court, but the way that Max.
Dude, I'm sorry. Maybe, dude. I don't think so. I think that it was a shit show from the beginning.
Did it? Was so bad, was so poorly handled that, you know, he ruined it in any feasible capacity. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, it is what it is.
I feel like he doesn't remember a single reason why it was bad. He's just saying, like, the generic thing that he wants. Like, oh, yeah, remember, MamaMax is bad. Don't look at anything he's ever said about me, but MamaMax is bad.
You had some weird vampire case.
If he took you out of context, why didn't you do what I just did and just pull up the context and show everybody he lied? That's what he literally pulls up my DMs and literally takes me out of context. And all I had to do was pull up my DMs. And then my audience was like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. I don't know why you're doing this like cope panic conversation on your stream.
He wanted like, it seems like all he wanted was like content for a video.
Yeah.
And he might have had some case, but he fucked it up to like a complete like nth degree. And that was pretty much just how it happened. And it wasn't my case, right? Like I don't know why he
I don't know how he sits up straight with like his spine not being attached to his body.
Like, what I find really weird too is like expecting me to help. Like it's just super odd. Like bro, I'm sorry. Like I think because of like Max, the
amount of distancing language he's using now is insane. Yeah, it's so fucking weird.
I've personally said like till
he was so gung-ho to talk about this when it was in his favor.
The day my career is out of YouTube till the day that I retire.
Is there anything that Mutahar can do to earn your respect? Okay, so this isn't like a lack of respect thing. No, you don't understand. I don't think that Mutahar is like I'm not like mad at Mutahar anymore or anything. I think that Mutahar is a crazy person. I don't think that he's a rational human being. Okay? And I don't think he's been for a real long while. It's not a case of me earning or losing respect for someone. I think he's psychotic. There's nothing to gain or lose. I've solidified my opinion of him. I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Genuinely never.
He is not acting like a normal human being.
I want to collaborate with any other creator. I don't want to like my friend circle on YouTube, like out of my own choice.
That was one.
I think he should stop covering drama YouTubers and really do the gaming stuff. I think he shouldn't talk about any controversies ever. I don't think he's equipped to handle it. I think getting involved in this Ethan Klein lawsuit thing is a mistake. It makes everybody else around him worse off. Yeah, I don't know. This is a huge fucking red flag.
It's so deliberately minimal now because of like Max. Because it's like I'm not gonna sit there and endorse any other creator anymore. Like even if it's like the nicest person in the world, I just cannot honestly in my
mind. Why don't you just look at the stuff they're making? Just take a look at their pedophile investigations before you send people there. It's okay.
And endorse anybody.
Like, I get this for John Swan, right? Because John Swan was a fairly credible guy who got caught in a crazy lie that nobody believed that he would actually do, right? I mean, people like Tommy and Willie bought it, but I don't think they would have thought he would have gone that far before all that was known, or before the allegations came out. MamaMax was just publicly retarded for like 2 years, doing extremely stupid shit, and people were criticizing him. But you were making fun of those people, saying they're on suicide watch in DMs. So it's not just a case of like you picking the wrong guy and backing the wrong horse and then pretending you'd never seen this content before when you exposed him. It's just like, it's deeper than that. It's like way deeper than that.
It's just not happening on my end.
Like, you astroturfed this guy, interacted with him, and like, I mean, this was not a situation where I think you can go, wow, how did we not figure this one out? It came out of nowhere.
But as far as the
feels like he's minimizing it, yeah.
vampire case goes, the one person that I did talk to, the one person that like, you know, I gave money to, you know, to help out with like licensing that they were going through. It seems like even
and like he's talking about how MamaMax fucked up the case. Why is he giving money to a random victim of Camden Gerard Davis? Why is he financially giving like for nothing? Just for like, isn't that like also something that you ought not do when you're trying to help people with a case?
They've moved past everything. They've moved past this life. It's pretty much, they've moved past all of the vampire stuff anyways.
These guys call themselves the Hoods, but none of
I heard like in that video Max had like that Spencer chick or whatever, like she completely just expected him to pay for everything. Which honestly, that's probably the one thing I feel really bad about with Max. Like if it's one thing that I'll say after all of the fallout that we've had, I really genuinely do think that in some way,
say something to you, Nick?
Max really did give a fuck about.
Oh my god, dude! He's whiplashed so hard. Now Max cared about victims. Okay.
About like helping children. Obviously, I think he did. Like no matter how
I think he's self-serving.
Bad our relationship is, and no matter how like fucking untenable it is, I do genuinely think that Max really did give a shit about protecting children, and he really did want to help children out in some way. I just don't think that
you collaborated with him in a lot of conflicts. Did you notice any gradual descent or anything weird? This just feels all so sudden. And you can go back and watch it because there's a stream where I cover his video on Nux, and then I cover like the next couple of days. And I am just completely blindsided by this. I thought the Gerard stuff was handled well when I watched it. Clearly, I need to go back and look at that again. I thought we did good work on the Max stuff. I thought that went pretty well when we covered it. I thought Mutahar was an extremely credible guy who was just doing good shit, doing good work. And then when the Nux stuff happened, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, if you go back, I was like, he was not always like this. And since then, he's been a disaster, like a total head case schizo on like everything he touches.
The way he did it was ever really that smart.
I mean, you can go back in hindsight, champ the fuck out of it, but I think if anyone was in my position, they would be just as stunned as I was when that happened.
Obviously, I think we all know that. I don't think he did anything in a smart fashion.
And again, I was at a point where I didn't want to make new YouTube friends anymore because I've had so many bad interactions, right? Like between fucking Tipster, John Swan, Bo Blacks, now Mutahar, it's Edwin. Dude, there's just so many the list just does not stop of like fucking terrible YouTube friend interactions.
I think he genuinely did want like to help people out. It's just like, I guess the theatrics of the situation was probably more like important. Maybe that's what was running through his head. But yeah. I think honestly, like the way the whole Spencer thing is interesting, right? Like that girl comes in and uses him for his money and everything, and expects basically him to cover every single thing out there.
I think Mutahar just confirmed that new friends isn't really the best idea. Bro, why do you think I'm a solo streamer, dude? Why do you think I'm a solo streamer, dude? I'm happy if I don't have to talk to any of these fucking people, dude. Oh god, I'm so jaded now. Yeah, I don't know.
And I think the way that she treated him, it's easy to say like somebody's stupid, but that's why I say like I think Max did come from like a healthy place of caring for people, because he really tried to help this chick out. He really tried to help out the situation. I think
this is so jarring to hear him say this. This is so crazy to me.
Out of it was like he believed her to like an extreme degree, and I guess at that point, hindsight's 50, he was already way...
The oracle of self-immolation. Yeah, literally. What the fuck, bro? Oh, you can't convince me otherwise that Nux had some sort of dirt on Mutahar. I mean, I'm starting to think now he's always just been kind of crazy. He's able to manage it.
No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
You can't convince me otherwise that Nux has some sort of dirt on Muta. A switch up this drastic has to mean something.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Everybody on the RFC After Hours special with Creepshow art dropped. Since then has turned into be like a terrible person. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, bro, Augie, Tom, Tommy, Chud Logic. I don't know. These are the boys. All right, that's it.
Too deep into this vampire cult, he had to like pretty much like buy into this. He had to make it work on a story that probably was never meant to work in the first place. So I don't know, man. I mean, like, but as far as like whatever bullshit framing with like the Night Docs or whatever, like Jim, I literally like, I'll tell you from my end, like he's the one. Like I met up with him in like Houston, came over to an Airbnb I was staying at. Like it was a vacation time, and I heard, you know, all the shit about like Night Docs and Jim from him, and a month later, I talked to Night Docs on a call.
Did Muta switch up his story? Because I feel like he switched up his story. I thought he was told by his wife, and now he heard it directly from Max. I might be wrong about that.
And confronted the guy right there. But as far as talking about him behind his back, I think I only ever discussed like Jim alongside like Nexpo and like.
Not that I thought he was credible now. Like, not that I went into this stream thinking that Mutahar was a credible entity, of course, but.
Basically, whoever Max had told this stuff to in confidence, that was about it.
Yeah, Max's video claims Jen told Muta.
So it's just weird.
Little sunshine attempt. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna flush you out.
All right, is he done?
Only guy that's like, too, it's like in his video, it's like he admits like he starts these rumors, and it's like, I'm not the only guy that's like saying it. I'm like, but you're where this starts from, okay? Like if anybody in this group is going to be talking about something crazy that you brought up, it's because you brought it up, you know? Like that's kind of like how this whole thing works. You started a YouTube channel today. How would you go about growing it? Clips on Twitter, clips on like, you know, TikTok.
Dude, yo, if you started a new YouTube channel, what would you do? Clips on Twitter, the site that I still, like my account still says I'm inactive on, by the way. The site that I ran from, inactive. Jesus. That's so funny.
Wait, that's...
Clips like that, that's probably how I would go about doing it. Night Mars the Unicorn.
I'm starting to think his whole reason he left Twitter about the whole like, oh, I'm tired of seeing Indian jokes and shit, and it's just a toxic. I think that was all bullshit too. I think he was tired of getting hate.
I don't know anything about the best debloat software because honestly, no. You're where I'm hearing it from now. Actually, that's
Wait, what?
sounds like a very Floridian thing to do.
So is he done talking about Max from here? Let me make sure. Oh.
Basically, whoever Max had told this stuff to in confidence, that was about it. So it's just weird.
Little sunshine attempt. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna flush you out.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Back and confronted the guy right to Night Docs on a call. And confronted the guy right there. But as far as talking about him behind his back, I think I only ever discuss like.
To be fair, no one needs a valid reason to leave Twitter. But okay, so this is a pattern of behavior where Mutahar gives additional information that's just factually inaccurate. So I'm wondering if that's what he did in this case, because there's no like, yes, you don't need a reason to leave Twitter. You can leave Twitter for any reason, but if you give a reason that's inaccurate, that's weird, right? I don't know if that's the case. That's my intuition here. But him saying like the stuff that he did to Tommy, right? Like this shit. I was not aware that you were the sole critic or whatever. He didn't have to lie here. It's just weird that he did, right? They didn't have to leave out that they made jokes about night docs and stuff, but it's kind of, I don't know. You see where I'm getting at here? He just kind of gives too much information sometimes, and I'm not really sure why.
Alongside like Nexpo and like basically whoever Max had told the stuff to in confidence. That was about it. So and
it sucks that Max has been able to completely disarm some of the criticism to the point where we have to spend multiple streams talking about this. His video was extremely successful in that regard, right? Because he spends a huge chunk of the video.
The guy, Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Like out of the 2 hours of main channel coverage and the full leaked call that you can listen to, it's on this platform, right? He manages to boil all of the criticism down to like diffusing 15 to 20 minutes of it and ignoring all of the serious claims about himself. And it worked. Like these guys are extremely snaky and they need to do this and make this discourse for us to engage with.
Weird.
Little self-short. I'm gonna get you.
Like, yeah, Magnetar got totally fucked here by this happening. And like I contributed to that because I platformed their story for this. But again, I explained this in the previous live stream. I took a calculated risk. I went off of a testimony-based argument. And in defense of me, in my fucking, and you could say like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you shouldn't have done this. This was such an easy thing for me to cover because these are two huge credible YouTubers with everything to lose for lying. They have like, in some cases, like first-party accounts for this happening, right? They're like first-party sources who heard it directly from Max. This is Max's former friend group coming to tell me this stuff about him. I got the guy himself who's telling me that he believes this did happen to him, right? And MamaMax at this point is like the false pedo allegation guy. So it's like, oh, do I believe that Max has done something that he had an established pattern of behavior for with multiple sources telling me that this happened? Yeah, dude, the only way to never be wrong about something like this, even when it seems like a small risk, is to just not ever cover testimony in any fashion, any way whatsoever. So, like, I'm sorry, I can't even tell you that I'll never put something in this, like, in a video like this again, because I probably will. There are parts of videos that age poorly all the time. And in this case, I can't even definitively say that Max is telling the truth. He's just muddied the water on it. So yeah, if you want to say like, oh, you shouldn't have put this in your video, I feel partially like you're hindsight champing me a little bit, because at the time we didn't know Mutahar was this fucking crazy. He seemed like a fairly credible individual. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll take some shit for that, but I don't know.
And it's just like, it's like weird too. It's like in his video, it's like he admits like he starts these rumors and it's like, I'm not the only guy that's like saying it. I'm like, but you're where this starts from, okay? Like if anybody in this group is going to be talking about something crazy that you brought up, it's because you brought it up, you know? Like that's kind of like how this whole thing works. You started a YouTube channel today. How would you go about growing it? Clips on Twitter, clips on...
Oh God, I showed this already. Jesus, it's so jarring hearing him talk about this. So is this the last thing? That's the first thing. Hold on, back here.
I don't even know if they're going to make Max
Payne. So yeah, that's it for Mutahar. I guess that's the last thing we're going to say about him. I think he's a fucking fraud. I think he's a crazy person. I don't know. I think that MamaMax should never hunt pedos again. I think that Mutahar should never cover drama again. I think that Nexpo should never do live content again. I don't know about Nick Crowley. I don't really know how much he was involved in this. And I think that Nick DeOrio should never make YouTube friends again. I think that's a good segue.
I would like to continue this conversation.
Oh God. Oh wait, there's still more Mutahar. right? Oh no, this is this is the last section we're covering. This is the Spencer stuff. Remember he played the Spencer thing a minute ago to make me sound like a heartless loser for not believing anything?
Why is Spencer claiming you're starving her? Just for context, Spencer is the—
Yeah, after we were done talking about this, Spencer realized the gravy train ran out. That was a bad choice of words. I didn't mean it like that. So she then immediately started accusing Max of things.
To continue this conversation, why is Spencer claiming you're starving her? Just for context, Spencer is the cult survivor we were helping. Max starving and hurting Spencer? Looks like Spencer
immediately starts accusing Spencer. Literally within minutes of this going down, immediately starts accusing falsely, or allegedly falsely accusing Max. Yeah.
on Facebook in groups asking for money for moving. She is claiming Max is domestically abusing her and starving her. She doesn't say his name.
Claimed domestic abuse, by the way. Domestic abuse.
But it's very implied because she lives with him. Wasn't Max supposed to give her a bunch of money? Seems like she spent it.
Seems like Nick had the right idea about Spencer.
Or he lied. Here's screenshots I got but covered people not involved.
Stop writing starving. Shut up.
With him. I met this young girl online from a post she shared in a local group. She's doing her best to get out of a really bad domestic situation. She's trying to get back local to stay with friends where she will no longer have to starve, but can't bring herself to abandon her dog there. I know some don't get it, but some will. She found a friend who will foster her dog until she gets on her feet. She just needs some help. Even small donations add up.
This is the fucking scam. Where's my nacho fries?
Why does he have videos of Spencer eating? Why does he have videos of Spencer eating food? This video is so weird, dude.
All I can tell you is that we had plenty of food when she was living here. We always got her food every time she asked. When she wasn't buying her own food, I would go to the food bank and get her food or pay for her food or share.
It's just so crazy, dude. You guys were treating Spencer badly. By the way, Spencer falsely accused me of starving her and domestic abuse as soon as I ran out of money to give her.
Our food with her. I even got her...
And we told you this was a bad idea. We kept telling you.
Go to the food bank and get her food or pay for her food or share our food with her. I even got her $31.63 worth of Taco Bell.
Who eats $31 worth of Taco Bell?
While she was packing her stuff. And barbacoa tacos at her request.
What?
Before she left. Besides that, I don't know. So are the allegations that Spencer brought up true? You decide for yourself. So apparently one of her friends leaked a private message that
she had like a whole taco fucking pack, dude.
Was sending out to all her friends. So I ended up moving in with the YouTuber that was supposed to help me expose the cult as it was my last resort. So this is true. Spencer moved in because she was in the middle of a crisis.
Yeah, they were living together. He literally invited one of the people he was supposed to be helping to live with him, dude. And it's Mutahar's fault this went tits up.
Getting kicked out of her family home. She had nowhere else to stay. And since we were making a documentary, I thought it would be beneficial to have her close, especially since a big part of this documentary was to get her independence. There's also multiple people living at my house. She's been a family friend for years, and so I didn't think it would be weird if we invite her to stay in one of the empty rooms we have, temporarily. Even her father came to meet me and my other roommates, and we all agreed this arrangement was fine. But of course, the internet made malicious rumors about us because of this. In retrospect, it was a bad idea.
Yeah, no shit, it was a bad idea. Thanks for conceding.
I know, guys. You tried to tell me.
Yeah, we all tried to tell you. I tried to tell you before all of this went down. I literally tried to warn you.
Because she is a disrespectful roommate, a very demanding individual, and a hyperreactive personality.
Is she an animal? Is this a fucking animal? Did she, like, eat the couch?
Because she is.
What happened to the couch?
Because of this. In retrospect, it was a bad idea. I know, guys. You tried to tell me. Because
are you accusing her of chewing the couch? What am I looking at right now?
She is a...
She's punched a hole in the wall?
Respectful.
I guess that subwoofer has seen better days? I don't know what that is.
Very demanding.
Was that Coke? A plant is on the floor? She started gnawing at the couch again? This fucking...
And a hyperreactive...
She was starving. Shut the fuck up, dude. Dude, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck is going on? What is this? Guys, by the way, everything she said about the cult was real, but,
personality, which we will address soon. He promised to cover food, medical, everything. Well, he only wanted to help for the money, so he never paid any of my medical from the start. This isn't true.
Dude, where's my crunch wrap? Wait, did it say where's my crunch wrap? Or is that...
It was a bad idea. I know, guys. You tried to tell me. Because she is a disrespectful roommate, a very demanding individual, and a hyperreactive personality.
Dude, she's being portrayed as an animal.
Because she is a disrespectful
roommate. Like, I love the implication that she's like...
And a hyperreactive personality.
That she's eaten all the animal food. Like, she's... that she just started eating the food on the floor.
which we will address soon. He promised to cover food, medical, everything. Well, he only wanted to help for the money, so he never paid any of my medical.
Dude, well, okay, shut the chat saying, well, she was a werewolf at one point, Nick. She was in the werewolf cult.
From the start. This isn't true. I paid for her first few bills, but then after everything that happened, I literally could not afford to even keep us in this house unless we were all working together.
Why is dude? He's still got fucking Martin Luther King behind him. Martin Luther King is looking down with Frogan on the right.
So she agreed to get a job and start earning on her own, which is what I wanted her to do anyway, so she could become independent. He was buying food at first, but then he tanked his career, which in turn has people convinced I'm a bad person like him, so people are stalking me online. So there are people stalking her and me online. There is a community of cyber stalkers that are really quite disturbing, and are genuinely cyber stalking.
I'm going to agree with Max here. I think people who are doing investigations to target Max for like having jobs and stuff after this are touching the poo and they've gone too far. I actually agree with this.
First of all, I was one of the OG people to cover MamaMax. I was actually the person who got the feds sicked on him, which was a secret for a long time.
So this is just one of my many cyber stalkers who has a documented history of stalking not just me, but
who is that?
Many other people. They describe themselves as legitimately insane on their
Himpleton. Oh no.
YouTube About page, and has obsessively created a number of disturbing videos about me, including one that's so egregious that it's unlisted, where he is stalking me, finding and murdering one of my team members, and decapitating them and sacrificing their severed head on an altar.
This looks like a Gokunaru skit.
Or something. These are the types of sources for the defamation campaign, and again, he is just one of many cyberstalkers that frequent the MamaMax cyberstalking subreddits. So in the beginning, I did advise Spencer to remain anonymous until the end of the documentary, but she did not like the idea. I warned her about the tactics people may use against us.
Wait, Max, you didn't see this as kind of a red flag? No, I think I should start a YouTube channel, and we should post it on mine. Are you kidding me?
End of the documentary, but she did not like the idea.
This guy's a fucking moron, dude.
I warned her about the tactics people may use against us and suggested leaving the online interactions to me, but
you think they could derail it? Gives 50,000 reasons. But you're the one who's the YouTuber. You're the one who's fucking, you're the landlord. You're the guy who makes the decisions, okay? You're supposed to fucking tell her no.
Continue to be hyper-reactive, and even after I told her that my subreddits are not actually mine, but are targeted by cyberstalkers, she still chose to interact with them.
And this is on 110. This is the day before, I think, the video release. No, this is the day before the call.
Every time I gave her advice, she ignored it.
Okay, but every time we gave you advice, you ignored it. All right, you're just as stupid.
So she can blame me for people cyberstalking her, but you can't protect someone that isn't going to listen.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was what I figured out. Okay, in the lead up to the fucking phone call.
So people are stalking me online and wants me out because he's not making money off of me.
You guys are perfect together. I don't know why you guys aren't friends anymore.
Still wants to make money off of me. I never wanted to make money off of her. I even told her she didn't want to do the documentary, and I told her that's okay. Hey Spencer, your birthday is coming up later this month, and I'd like to take you back to Wiley to be with your family. While we're there, we should figure out the healthiest living situation for you. This current one isn't supporting the best lifestyle for any of us, and I don't want to add unnecessary pressure by pushing too hard or dealing with an eviction process. I still believe your story is incredibly important and should be shared with the world. I'd like to help you.
Dude, I think your story is important and should be shared with the world. Anyways, this guy's domestically abusing and starving me. It's like, do you still think that, Max? Do you still think that?
Write a memoir about your experiences both in and out of the cult alongside finishing this documentary. Let me know what you think and if you have any questions. I guess I'll have to find housing for Belfie so I don't lose him for good. Anywhere I'd have to go, can't house him. And honestly, I'd rather not do the documentary or anything else regarding the cult. It's not good for my mental health and I don't ever want to be in the public eye again after what happened. We can care for Belf if needed. And I don't blame you, we don't have to do the documentary. Your health is priority. But later down the line when you're feeling better, you should absolutely consider writing a book. Your experiences are important and you're not alone. But still wants to make money off of me. He got me a dog. We'll come back to that. He got me a dog and had me move everything I owned to anchor me. Yeah, I did not want her to move everything to anchor her. I did not know she was bringing her entire life with her, and she spent a lot of money. I simply wanted to document her experience throughout this entire
You got taken for a ride, jackass, and everyone told you it was happening.
Process. I figured out a foster for my dog until I can figure permanent housing out. So I offered to keep him because I love that guy. And she said it was the last resort. Hey Spencer, I'm sorry things didn't go as planned. The internet is a strange place these days, and I thought reaching out to the right people would make everything okay. What happened to us was really traumatizing, not gonna lie, and I know therapy will help both.
I'm surprised she didn't say he tried to steal her dog.
Us. I encourage you to take all the healthiest steps. I want to see you happy.
I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for this at all whatsoever. This is literally fuck around, find out. He figured it out.
Again, I think going home is the best choice for you. All your roots are in DFW, and hopefully the green will cheer you up. Rest assured, Belf will always be yours, but we'll take good care of him if you need us to. I know things were tense at times living together, but I think time and space will help. You'll always have a friend in me, and if you ever want to talk, please reach
You've got a friend in me.
I still believe you have an important story that needs to be heard, now more than ever. Get the recovery you deserve, but please don't ever give up.
I don't get it. Why block her, but then show her full name? Like, she's blurred, but that's her full name.
Home for Belfie, as him staying here would be last resort, and I would hate to burden you further with taking care of him. You are right, this is an important story, but at this time I think
You learn how to scope these types out when you're not a fucking moron. I agree, Wavy.
I need to put the project on hold as I try to work on myself. But my biggest issue is needing someone willing to drive the full 18 hours from Dallas to here and here
And she's not even blurred in this picture.
and back. I have the U-Haul trailer figured out, but I'm panicked because if I don't get out after
Like,
my
literally, you're just calling her Spencer Full Docs and blurring her face. This is, like, so stupid.
dog leaves on the 15th, I'll be stuck here until after my birthday, and have no way to really feed myself. None of that is true. How would I get my stuff back? Pack a few suitcases for the trip. We'll leave on the 24th early in the morning. Once y'all figure out the permanent residence for you, I'll pay for a pod.
I mean, I thought it was because she didn't want to be involved. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. He blurred her out. He blurred the other girls before. And now it's just like, no, I think he's like, I think he doesn't care. I
Load it
don't
up and
know
send
what's
it to you.
going on. I
That
have
sound
no
good?
idea why he blurred her.
I have somewhere my stuff can go already. I could honestly pack up whatever would
It
fit
might have been an accident. He docs were her family. I didn't even clock that.
for now in my friend's
What is he doing?
car, so you don't need a big pod, and she could come get me sooner if you prefer. I'll be staying with her anyways.
Maybe it's public, though, maybe? I don't know.
I've been having to live off donating plasma because I was limited to remote work, and I don't qualify for anything remote due to my experience. So she wasn't the only one living off of donating plasma. We were all donating plasma because times were tough. I was limited to remote work. That's because we all got jobs and none of us could drive her to work. And she couldn't really perform at an actual job. So remote work was the best option for her. What the absolute hell did you send me? It's for AI training. It's legit, I promise.
Wait, you're sending her job applications and she's like, what?
Dude, I don't have the brain capacity to answer everything.
Dude, this is like... Do you still think that she's in this for any other reason than to get room and board and live for free in your house? I mean, this is a fucking joke, right? Are you fucking kidding me?
I think it once. If this is the application.
Dude, she's like fucking... Like, she Mario dies every time. Like, what is this?
How hard is
Dude, she sees like a job thing.
the job? Applications can be long, but the $20 an hour makes it worth the effort. I know you're capable of writing out complex ideas. I believe in you. I probably could if my mind didn't feel like a 50-car collision, but I don't have the mental energy for all that writing. If I did, I wouldn't have so many unfinished stories from the past 5 years sitting in my docs. I called more vape shops and sent my resume. Super proud of you for job searching. Just a heads up, we are about to be super busy with work, so carpooling will be less frequent, and a high-paying remote job would be best for you guys. More money means more chances to take care of your health, and better health will lead to an awesome life. This AI training job is a perfect opportunity. I know writing can be draining right now, but using your creative brain is like building a
Oh god, he doesn't even address the allegations that he used AI. Oh my god, does he? Does he talk about the AI in this video? There's so much here, dude. The best thing you should do after you watch this video is just go back and watch mine again. It'll reinforce what you need to say.
and even feels empowering with enough time and effort. You might even get back to finish those stories, as you absolutely should. That's just my recommendation. I won't force it on you if you don't want it, but also don't give up so easily. I believe in you, but believing in yourself is what truly matters. So as you can see, she didn't even really want to try. He's not physically hurting me, but was withholding funds that were supposed to be mine since January. Saw me struggling to donate plasma just to feed my dog and myself. So the funds were meant for all of the survivors, not just for her.
They were all... Dude, where's all the money for the lawyer? I spent it on Taco Bell! You spent it on Taco Bell! Where's the money, Spencer? I gave it to Ted!
And after I discovered she was
I spent it on nacho fries.
mishandling the money for her personal expenses, I took over as the financial manager. Also,
I was starving.
she wanted to donate plasma. She was always asking us to take her to
You've killed us, Spencer! You've killed all the survivors!
donate plasma. Even then, we never let Belf go hungry, whether or not she was paying for his food or not feeding him.
Dude, what is that meme? There's a meme that's in my head. I don't know what it is. It's like, what did you do with the money? It's like, I ate it. You what? You ate all of it? Like, what is that from? What am I thinking of?
Gaslights me and also tried to convince me to break up with Michael. I don't know what she means by gaslighting her.
What is happening? Like, what is in my head?
And I never tried to convince her to break up with her boyfriend. I was just asking her if she was in a healthy relationship. Because by
No, it's not. There's a Breaking Bad one.
her own
There's
words,
like-
she has been in abusive relationships before. And as a friend, this current one didn't look that great, to me and pretty much everyone else. Mainly because he enables her self-isolation. She stayed in her room and talked to him 24/7. That looked very unhealthy to me. He had $5,000 that he was supposed to give back to me as funds for the survivors of the cult, but everyone else fucked off. I asked for the money every now and again, but his excuse was always something about...
Wait. It's like a clip where... Oh, dude, I don't know what... It's like a specific thing. Oh. It's like... Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Oh my god. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. I'm gonna get canceled for this. I'm so sorry. Oh god, dude. Oh god.
No! I think he's looking for you. Do not tell him I'm here.
Now, I can sense you.
Do not make eye contact!
Sir, we cannot find the tag rock tribe.
Wait, you mean that one guy who really...
Me.
Before I leave, I must confess my sins.
What do you mean?
Do you remember the great drought that befell our planet?
The one that nearly wiped out our race?
Yeah.
The one caused by those filthy albinos?
Yeah.
The ones we purged as per your instruction?
Yeah, see. I might have shifted the blame on that one.
You what?
Remember when I said they were the ones responsible for the disappearance of our precious water?
We slaughtered thousands!
It was me.
How?
I drank it.
What?
How do you think I got so fat?
Okay, we're done. I'm done. I'm done.
Bills.
Clip unrelated, I'm sorry.
Yes, bills are real. I finally remembered again today, and he's taking $1,700 in expenses. And I told her I could itemize those expenses, but she said it was fine. Also, whatever happened to the $5,000 in survivor funds I sent back to you in January for the GoFundMe, it could really help me access better mental health treatment when I leave, as well as get me situated when I arrive, and possibly even a storage unit for my valuables so I don't have to worry about moving everything I own in the future if I don't need it. It would really make things 10 times easier. You still have $3,300 after expenses. All I ask is to give me time to send it. Is 5 payments of $660 per month okay? What expenses? Housing and utilities, Belf's property damage, the hitch, etc. Would you like me to provide an itemized breakdown? No, that's fine. Just wanted to double check. Could you possibly send that first payment before Belfie leaves so I can get him a bag of food for his trip? But,
I'm wondering, do you think the dog was the thing that ripped up the couch? I imagine the dog ripped up the couch. Like, maybe the dog was untrained. He's leaving some context out. I don't know how the fuck she could have ripped all the foam out of the couch. I simply don't know how that's possible.
It was better to give the rest of the money to the other survivors, because Spencer used the money for personal expenses.
Oh, wow. He had to pull the money away from the financial manager. Okay, to give the rest of the money to everyone else. By the way, I'm pretty sure, like, these people aren't supposed to be making money for this. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't you shouldn't support victims, but I feel like the guy who's investigating their story, financially fucking supplying them, giving Spencer a YouTube career and pushing her YouTube channel or a podcast or whatever, which obviously didn't pan out, but could have, I guess with the right hands, could have happened, right? This seems like a massive conflict of interest, you know? And then,
And you know what else is massive?
Okay.
Hey, I'm in the ER right now and may be admitted. I really need that second payment by tomorrow, please. Hey, Spencer, what are you in the ER for? Respiratory, came in last Monday too, but I've not improved. I wake up literally unable to breathe at all, and I'm now admitted. Just waiting to be transferred, but I have 2 ER visits to pay off now. They're giving me magnesium right now. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I've already distributed the remaining funds to other survivors since it was meant for everyone. However, I can definitely send you some resources for financial assistance with medical bills if you'd like. No, you said you would be paying me $3,300. You don't get to go back on that after a little bit of time has passed. You do not get to make decisions about where the funds go without talking with me about it. You knew I needed therapy and agreed to payments. You need to honor that. I understand you're expecting...
Like, this is Spencer asking for the money from other people if these messages are real. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I expected Spencer to do.
Reviewing the contract, it's clear that the financial responsibilities weren't met.
All this is telling me is that my fucking... everything I thought about Spencer was accurate.
And the majority of the funds were used for your personal expenses. Unfortunately, since the documentary wasn't completed, you're not entitled to any...
The nicest thing I can say about Max is that Spencer dog walked him, but I don't think it's that simple.
...remaining funds. If you're not interested in the medical resources I offered, I'm afraid there's nothing more I can do at this point. I hope things improve for you. So I just want to bring up the fact that she gets free therapy through an organization known as LifePath, plus her respiratory problems...
Jesus Christ, dude!
...are caused by her own chronic smoking. Here's one out of many conversations we had regarding her smoking. Consulting for medical coding, but it's expensive. That's a job? It can be, but I'd have to go to school for it. Proud of you for searching already. I'd be down to put you through school, you just have to commit and we would need financial aid, but that sounds awesome. I agree. Do you know someone that can help forge me a high school diploma?
At one point were you like, hey dude, this is like... ridiculous.
I also...
Can you forge me a high school diploma? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for Max. This is all on him.
...to figure out for sure what I'd want to do. Just get your GED. Committing crimes is only going to harm you in the long term.
This is like Suits, but like worse. This is way worse than Suits. This is like Suits for like a fucking McDonald's job.
If you need help getting started, that's what I'm here for. Education will absolutely help in every area of your life. That just costs more time and money though. It's a very powerful investment that will help throughout your life. With that said, chronic marijuana use will hinder your learning significantly.
Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck.
So if you want to pursue that, then you'll have to find alternative forms of medication.
She Bo blacks out.
Then education is out. I have no other...
If you can't smoke weed, then fuck that shit. No school for me.
...form of pain relief that doesn't risk addiction. Okay. And I'd rather not be in pain than be book smart. Understood, but it's an option that I cannot recommend enough for positive long-term impact.
Max should have known she was a piece of shit, but had no choice to deal with, otherwise his cash cow was cooked. I mean, he didn't really make a lot of money off of this.
Also, you don't have to completely quit to pursue education. I'm just personally recommending moderation if you do want to pursue education. But please don't give up on your education. You can do...
Like, what credible story can you pull from someone who has a fucking falling out with the person who housed them and then fucking branded them as a domestic abuser?
Great things for the world, and that will only help accelerate you towards an incredible...
And again, she's entitled to her side of the story as well. We're taking this as it is here, but obviously there's stuff like, I don't know, there could be another side to this story.
Future. Okay, I'm done now. Sorry for the spam. If you make a post, please just don't name me, as people on Reddit are stalking me because of this YouTuber, and I don't want to add any fuel to their fire, but hey, even calling around means the world. I'm taking what I can get at this point. So I think Spencer was just trying to villainize me so people will feel more sorry for her and more inclined to help, but I did try my best to help her. Here's just one example where I'm trying to figure out what she needs. Do you want to go to the movies with us tonight? Can I let you know by...
How do you not immediately cut ties with someone who asks you to forge a fucking high school diploma? I don't know. I don't fucking know. This is ridiculous.
2 or so, having a bad pain flare-up. That's fine. Do you need anything for the pain? I took ibuprofen, but it doesn't help. It's your hip? Hip and lower back, locked and swollen. Do you want me to bring you an ice pack? It can reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Ice makes mine worse, unfortunately. Also, I think maybe I should wait until next movie night. Aside from the hip pain, I just don't feel up to it since I've been cramping from the monostat. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, you will be missed. Do you need to go to the hospital? The cramping is sadly normal with monostat. It's also caused bleeding, but I should be fine. Okay, stay strong. So, I did not want to believe it, but it has become clear to me now that Spencer is dishonest.
Wow, you figured it out. It only took you an entire fucking year. Congratulations.
While making these allegations,
Congratulations, you won.
She acted nice towards me, and I genuinely thought we were friends this whole time. You'll see here when I found out about...
You should not be launching any investigations.
...about the allegations, I thought she was being impersonated. No, someone shared my post about needing help to send Belfie to North Carolina for his foster and training, and she was under the assumption it was something like that, so called it a domestic situation. I corrected her, but I guess Reddit saw before that and ran with it as she got a message from a backdated
This is like, he made a whole video calling us all assholes, and then tucked right at the end that we were 100% right about how this fucking dynamic, or whatever. It's like, it's so sad, dude. If this is true and he really got taken for a ride, I'm still not sympathetic, but like, I don't know. This is just ridiculous.
B profile with AI-generated profile picture.
I think that he's putting a spin on this as well, because he needs to come out looking like the sad, wounded animal, so he has an opportunity to go back and make more big pedo hunts or whatever. I don't know.
Saying this shit. I see. Would you be okay to...
My takeaway is this guy is not to be trusted on this subject. Sorry. Nothing has changed.
Put out a statement on your YouTube?
Self-awareness a full calendar year later after they backstab you isn't necessarily a fucking... it isn't something that I'm going to start rallying behind and say, give this guy another chance.
Just letting everyone know you're okay. You don't have to be specific unless you want to. I'd rather not, as it'll only fuel them more. They don't care. They just want to speculate. Someone on my friends list is doing this as the messages mention my cooking from when I moved in, and I just want to disappear from the internet altogether now. I spent too much energy panicking about it last night, and I can't afford to put any more into it. She did not tell me about it, by the way. I say something, they'll probe harder, and I don't want my family more at risk than they already are. I'm sorry. I felt she was lying to me, so I sent her a picture of the message from the person who made the Facebook post asking for the donations. And I've talked to her a lot. She told me she was in a domestic violence situation, she's been starving off and on for a long time and needs to get home. So, I don't know. I think she's struggling and trying to get out of a situation. I never told anyone there was domestic violence. I never once said that. I was struggling because my mental health was faltering and I couldn't afford food for a long time. Again, this is misconstrued. I already explained what I told her, she chose to use those words, and again, I tried correcting her when I found out, as I didn't know that's what she assumed. Okay, well in these situations, it's best to put out a brief written statement to correct the narrative. If you don't want to, then you don't have to.
Oh, but she didn't do that, did she?
But keeping me from speaking up for myself is only going to cause more problems. Staying silent is what destroyed us, and this will blow up regardless. And it did. I've already been discharged from my volunteer work because of this shit, and I'd rather not lose more. How do you want to proceed? This next message she sends is one of the most disrespectful and ignorant things I've ever read, so I'm going to stop every now and then to reply to what she's saying. You can't put out a fire with a fire. So I never ask her to put out a fire with a fire. I just ask her to make a statement.
To just fucking say that you lied.
That she is okay, and none of the rumors are true. But I didn't realize until later that she wanted people to believe I am a bad person who is starving her and domestically abusing her. And at this point, maybe it's better not to work with kids if you know people are going to do shit like that.
Wow. Dude, so after all of this shit, after you come in like a tidal wave, all right, and Max takes you in, you turn around and you say, and you just regurgitate our talking points. That's so funny.
I know it sucks, but you should cut your losses because nothing will stop them from doing the same in the future. So what she is telling me is to just give up on my career path in advocacy due to the problems that have happened because I chose to believe in her story.
That's so funny, dude.
Help her.
There's nobody to blame but you.
Judging from what Michael saw on the Reddit, the volunteer thing happened before they
Everyone begged you to back off on this. Everyone begged you to do it.
Said anything about me. Actually, no. People are not going to change.
You should give up. I actually agree with her. You should give up.
Their mind, they'll take it as you doubling down again.
If there's anything I learned from this video, you're a fucking idiot. You should give up.
And it will make things worse. You've been through this before. You should know that better than anyone that this will hurt us both. So this is not true. I know better than anyone that you guys, the audience, just want to know the truth. But it is very difficult to get the truth out there when there are hundreds of other YouTubers giving you different stories, claiming—
And you straight up lied about me earlier in the video, so that's cool.
—that they are the truth, especially when some of them have much larger audiences than your own. But what Spencer doesn't understand is that you have to keep going. If you stop uploading, the truth will just become whatever is out there. If you ignore them, they will go away, but you have to give that time. You're always so impatient to put something out the moment someone says something. I just wanted to upload a podcast and a documentary. That is all I wanted. And after waiting almost a year, I felt it was time to start uploading again. Apparently that makes me so impatient to get something out there, I guess. Let them have baseless claims. You can find better sources of income. Just don't do anything publicized, and they can't try to do things like get you put out of a job. So this is not anywhere close to true. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Just because you stop doing anything publicly does not mean people will stop stalking you. In fact, it makes it worse.
Yeah, it's cringy. I think the only time I ever laughed at one of these is when they accidentally found him in a used car commercial, because that can happen organically, and I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, anytime this guy got a fucking job or whatever, it was just hunting him down and figuring out like what he's doing and stuff. And it would keep popping up in my feed, and I didn't want to cover it because it was just like too invasive.
Because the stalkers are empowered by your silence. The only way to stop stalkers is to shine a light on them by reporting them to the police, telling your local community, and informing yourself.
Oh, wow. Dude, guys, the only way to stop stalkers is by reporting them to the police. Okay, that's the only way, dude. Stalkers, that's a clear one, dude. That's a clear one. That's great, dude. It's weird. It's such a binary on stalking. Let's see. What else does he think about the police? Just curious. Oh, this is the wrong video. This video will make you hate.
All of this out, but the fact of the matter is,
Carl
your
Jobs
son,
music.
Camden Gerard Davis.
Police. What is he thinking about the police? Let me see. The investigation. Here.
Like Mega Drive links to show like this is the full of whether
and what it's interesting he doesn't go point for point with this part of the video, but
CSA yo that did it. I don't know that.
Predators. In fact, let the record show, we can count at least one time Max has sent pictures of his own ass to perverts online so they can record themselves beating off to it. But we can't count— That's not what I was looking for, but that's funny. Yeah, dude, there we go. He sent a video of himself twerking to a pedophile. This is the kind of stuff he's doing.
Like I said, my biggest goal is to inspire survivors to fight back. And
person in jail, but he won't.
I wasn't. I don't know why.
Where is this? Philippines. So was
about him and him alone.
So that was one of the major— I forgot. Where is the police part here? Here, this is it. Done to ensure that the evidence you're passing over to police is sufficient to get— So yeah, if you're getting stalked, call the police. Now, what do you do to make sure that your evidence that you hand over to police is sufficient to get a conviction? What have you done to ensure that the evidence you're passing over to police is sufficient to get, prosecution? And what precautions do you take to make sure it's usable in a court of law?
So with Wayne's probably the best one. I mean, we literally had him in a voice call. Like it's like the Mega Drive. Like it's literally us saying we're 14 years old. He's saying, "Yeah, I want to see your pussy. I want to see I want you to ride me," and shit like that. To what he thinks is a 14-year-old, and we verified that by telling him I don't know, I'm young.
He tells us without proof. Don't worry, we don't need proof. We don't need proof. Wait, listen to what he has to say. I promise you, it's worth it.
I don't know, I'm only 14. I think that should be sufficient to put him in prison. But the law says otherwise, I suppose, because...
The answer is nothing. He does nothing to get admissible evidence in a court of law. Again, this is stuff that he's not addressing in this video. I just recommend you watch this one. This one's good.
As far as I know, he hasn't been imprisoned, and people have been I received an email that someone was going to talk to the deputy about why he hasn't been arrested, and I'm also actually going to start interviewing police local to me as to why pedophiles don't get arrested.
What do you do to make sure your evidence is admissible in a court of law? I'm going to start interviewing cops and ask them why they don't arrest pedos, because I know they want to, it's just the law is stopping them. Oh, okay, dude, that's fantastic. Anyway, fuck you.
Arrested, because I know they all want to arrest them. It's just the law binds them.
So you've never actually gotten a pedophile arrested?
Not to my knowledge.
So your content is just making fun of pedophiles online?
I suppose, like I said, my biggest goal is to inspire survivors to fight back. And if I can do that, then I feel like I've done an adequate job.
So as it turns out, it was never a question of conviction. No wonder Max has never been to court before. In his 5 years of playing dress-up predator hunter, Max was never even able to secure so much as an arrest. As it turns out, all you need to be a distinguished predator hunter on YouTube is to farm inadmissible evidence by pretending you're a minor and sexting those predators. In fact, let the record show, we can count at least one time Max has sent pictures of his own ass to perverts online so they can record themselves beating off to it. But we can't count at least one time Max has investigated a predator that has led to an arrest.
I could not get his name, his personal social media, and above all else, I could not get his face, at least until I sent him a picture of my ass.
Oh shit!
Yes, that is my actual ass. So why don't you go to Patreon and support me sending my ass to pedophiles, ruining their pitiful little lives after my ass.
I'm just curious, is there one thing in the video that is as significant as what I've just shown you? Is there any way to walk this one back? Am I wasting my fucking time watching this? Dude, I want you to remember something. No matter how big of a victim this fucking asshole is, he can't go back to doing what he was doing. I'm sorry.
Social media that you are being stalked, which is also what you have been doing. I don't understand why you'd want to try to be public again after everything that's happened.
Don't feel bad for this guy enough that you give him another chance just because it's been a year and you forgot. Go watch the video again.
If it's as traumatizing for you as you said, you wouldn't keep...
There's a reason why he keeps addressing my second video and not that one. Because he literally confessed to everything.
Feel like this because, like it or not, that's what you'll be doing. I can't believe she would say something like this, being that people were harassing her, saying if she was actually as traumatized by the events of her own life as much as she claims, she wouldn't keep talking about it online. She is using the exact same victim-blaming logic that was used against her to try and keep me from using my platform and my voice. If you say something about the woman, you'd be putting her at risk of harassment too, and that's the last thing she needs. They found her easily. So at no point do I say we need to mention that woman that made the post. The one who is responsible for all of this is you, Spencer. I don't care what the internet has to say, and after what they did to you, you shouldn't either. This is trivial in the grand scheme of things, and I want zero part, zero mention. I don't exist in this BS internet world anymore. So at first, I wanted to respect her privacy. I don't even feel good about exposing
We got about 5 more minutes of this. I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to get right back. We're going to go right into Ethan after this.
her like this.
And I'm going till I'm done. We're not stopping tonight.
And that is why I've chosen to be silent for so long, even after she continually makes claims that blow up. All they want to do is hurt people. I know you know it's true. There are some people who want to hurt people, and there are a lot of them on that subreddit that I tried warning her about, but most people just want to understand what is going on. And when you do things like make inflammatory allegations, they're going to want to know what is true and what is not about what you said. And if you don't get the message out there, someone else will. Please understand that this isn't just about you, and you need to do what's best for everyone in this situation.
Wow, I can't believe this person intentionally went out to defame you. It's almost like they're not a credible witness anymore, so...
And what's best is to not egg it on. On the contrary, Spencer...
And they probably never were.
You need to understand that this isn't just about you. Now that I've seen firsthand the claims she is willing to make just to victimize herself in a situation where me and my roommates...
Oh my god, he's figured it out. Come to Jesus moment, he realized it.
We're all working together just to take care of her. This raises a very important question. Was she lying about Camden and the cult? When I first interviewed Spencer, I thought she was one of the bravest and strongest people I have ever met. I was inspired by her story and wanted to do everything in my power to ensure this case gets the attention it deserves. I failed in doing that. and I am so sorry to all of the survivors. Whether Spencer lied about her experiences, I have no idea. All I know is that Spencer was one of the first to speak up about it.
Shocker. Wow. The cloud-obsessed fucking rent demon was the first one to come up and tell you everything you wanted to hear. Crazy.
Was willing enough to admit to crimes, and there are a growing number of victims who can substantiate the cult's existence with their own testimonies and evidence. Many of the stories you have heard by some very influential YouTubers are not true, and I will go into more detail as time goes on. For now, I still believe this case warrants an investigation by law enforcement, as we have tried reporting many times.
This story is fucked. And you know what? If you didn't have her come stay with you, you'd have a better case.
Okay, what's going on there, ma'am?
So an individual named Camden Gerard Davis, more than likely...
You're gonna get mad at me for not vetting Nexpo enough, and then you're gonna put this shit at the end of your video? Are you fucking kidding me?
Resides at this, address.
This bitch asked you for a fucking GED, alright? And you're like, maybe you should stop smoking weed. Then she said no. Okay.
We believe that he is minors and has child on his devices. I'm actually a previous victim of his, and I have substantial evidence related to this case, such as I'm sorry, not a GED. She wanted a forged high school diploma. Sorry, let me be fucking clear. A report that was filed back in 2017 against him, but was never investigated. And do you have an address, an email address where I could send those PDF files?
I'll have to put you through to a deputy in order to do that, ma'am. What's your phone number?
But from what I have heard, nothing has been done. Regardless, I still hope Spencer and the rest of the survivors find justice one day. How do you feel about losing your job at the Children's Outreach Thing?
Okay, I don't agree with any of this stuff. I don't think that people should stalk him and find all of his jobs. I don't need to see this. I don't care about his dog, so I'm done with this video. If there's something else I need to look at, people will tell me. I'm sure I'll get a DM. There's something else in these last fucking hour, the hour mark or whatever that I didn't watch. Bro, I'm dead. Spencer just wanted a free place to live and unlimited McDonald's and Taco Bell. I mean, that's probably right. Southern Cannibal is probably correct. Oh boy, the commentary community are going to be full for a few weeks. Huge for the unemployed. Yeah, okay. Finally, something that's not Ethan Hassan or Destiny. I had a great time covering this. Holy shit, dude. Alright, finally, Ethan Hassan Destiny. Alright, give me a minute. There's a couple little house order things here.
Slimy Weasley.
Who here is a old classic here when Nick had 200 viewers fucking viewer? Is there anybody who's still around from this time who knows what the significance of this screenshot is?
Nicholas!
Holy shit. Yeah, I got some I was theirs, I got some me's. Holy fuck, dude. Dude, this hit my feed organically. I'm obviously not trying to send any hate to her. I don't care what she does anymore. We covered her in... I made a video on this girl, Susie Lou, in 2019,
Another
okay?
goal, another donut.
Thank you.
But I ain't doing a teal one because you were very late and very gay.
Me and John Swan made videos on her like 6-7 years ago, right? And she had the same camera angle. She was doing the same fucking anime reactions. She's probably getting the same viewers, if we're being honest. I could not believe it. Because this is like the person who like stole content, who said she owned the copyright to her face with the weird boyfriend, and she showed up on Augie's stream in like one of the legendary After Hours episodes to debate us with Tipster there. Like, this is just an OG moment, you know what I mean? Obviously, don't send any hate to her. I just found it funny. It's so. Wait, do you remember her getting unbanned during Christmas? Yeah, she got like she called in like a fucking airstrike to unban her YouTube channel during Christmas break when nobody was working. Yeah, it was a fucking shit show. Holy crap. Dude, I just found that funny. That was just like, it touched like the inside of my brain, you know? It like scratched the inside of my brain.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
I was unaware that all of the top YouTube, the longer you look at this photo, the worse it gets. Dude, all of the top YouTubers love Jurassic Park pinball. Are you seeing this? Like in real time right now. This is Ethan Klein reacting to Asmongold, reacting to me, reacting to the Everyone Hates My Wife podcast, but it's not actually me. It's a 460p Yeet clip of me reacting. So it's really Ethan reacting to Asmon, reacting to Yeet, reacting to Nick, reacting to iDubbbz and Anissa. This is like the hardest reaction screenshot I've ever seen. That's why every time you see a clip, I'm calling you out, Yeet. Bro, fuck you. You clip everything perfectly and you put it in like the dog shit quality. So every time people steal your clips, I can tell you exactly where they came from. Because this is the only motherfucker who posts clips in 480p or some shit, dude. Every single time it looks crusty, it's fucking Yeet. Okay, and nobody has the clip because Yeet's the source, and he always. I don't know what are you screen recording on a fucking Chromebook? Why does it look like that? Holy shit, dude! 1080p, boys. I need this for my thumbnails and my fucking. I need this for my fucking intros. It's his trademark. It's like when Jesse Pinkman put chili powder in the meth to make it less pure. This is your chili powder in the meth moment. Okay, that's what's happening right now, and it's fucking frustrating. All right. Speaking of Yeet, actually, it wasn't Yeet. Actually, you know how I know it's not Yeet? This clip's in... Fuck, dude! It's always in fucking 480p! What is happening? 490? Are you serious? Can anybody fucking record it at normal quality? Holy shit, dude! There's no way! I'm sorry. Okay. This is the new clip. Every time... This keeps happening, alright? Every time Boblax goes on to he always pops in, he's like, hey guys, how is everyone doing? Actually, I kind of think of Boblax as like the new Adam McIntyre, you know, just like the little fly they keep swatting away. It's like, hey muckers, and then they're just like, dude, when are you going on LOLcow? Hey Boblax, I heard you're homeless. When are you going on LOLcow? Dude, you heard the Gila Klein one, right? Gila like mowed him down. Well, actually, I shouldn't make fucking jokes like that because then Bad Empanada will think that I'm serious. But no, Gila just like fucking nuked him from orbit the second he got into the chat. Here.
For wearing.
And
their vapes are very.
Oh, Boblax is about to get blazed.
Dude, the second they see Boblax's name, Ethan activates. This is amazing.
What's up? Bobby's in the chat.
Oh.
Bobby. I'm gonna buy mood with code H3 and get blazed AF. Okay, Bobs. I heard you're homeless, bro. What happened?
Dude, I fucking can't, bro. I literally can't. Dude, how is this real? How is this real, dude? He just lines up to get fucking crushed. Holy fuck, dude. I am a Gila Kleiner. I am a fucking Ethan Klein Defense Force member. Okay, I'm part of the EDF, all right? Holy shit, dude.
I heard you're homeless, bro. What happened?
What?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yes, someone said that in chat. Yeah, I don't know the details.
He fell on hard times, but I don't know what happened. Bobby, I hope you'll consider joining LOLcow.
Dude, they just...
He asked if they have any anti-Semite strain for my friend Hassan. Does Mood offer that?
That's funny.
Hey, dude, I heard you're homeless. When are you going to take the Keemstar's job off?
He's a funny guy. You're a very funny guy, Bubs. You got to get on LOLcow. But anyway, the point is, nice to see you here, Bubby. Friends,
it's just like,
to the show, Boblax, everybody. But the one that everybody loves around here, at least, is...
That's so fucking
for
funny,
wearing.
Dude. So yeah, I pulled this up. I got Boblax keeps going on to the H3 podcast chat, and every time he does it, they obliterate him. And then somebody said he tried so hard to find refuge in the H3 community, only to end up being made fun of for going homeless. Because this is obviously his alt account that he was using to AstroTurf positive posts about himself to look better on the subreddit, which is funny. It's extremely funny. Oh, man. All right, so that's my intro doodahs for this stream. I don't think there's anything else significant. Let me see. Yeah, dude. Oh, God. This is so crusty. This isn't even me being facetious. Figure your life out. DP. So this is Diesel Patches. Dude, for some reason, I thought Diesel Patches was still gone, and then I remembered he came back. Like, he was gone for like 2 years. He went on a hiatus as well. And if he has like tons of videos from him over, I guess some of these are like 5 months, 8 months old. So they're like, dude, what a loser. You used to love this guy. I can't believe having some superficious fucking person in my head living rent-free. Very, very, very sad. Even the people in the iDub subreddit were like, dude, this is super fucking cringe. This is actually like super embarrassing. I think a lot of the iDubbbz fans realize that they're extremely popular in like the Hassan Piker sector, but like the rest of the internet thinks these people are like the villains of World War II, if that makes sense. Did you see how Billy Mitchell is dominating Carl? Yes, I did. In the middle of starting a console war argument about how oh god, I've been fighting in the trenches all fucking day, bro. I saw this tweet. Maybe you're right. Oh, dude, I fully support the memes and jokes. You're both public personalities, but I'd watch out including him in the promo videos. He might have a case for a lawsuit. Also, that's just funny. Maybe you're right. Should I post a retraction at the end of at the 28-minute mark of my next Dark Souls video? It's just so brutal. Everything Billy tweets is like annihilation. What else do we have here? Stop posting Billy's tweets. Please stop reminding me of King Billy. He is so based and selling ungodly amounts of hot sauce at rickysauce.com with discount code CarlLost. Like, this is actually... Dude, he's not... Face of the Felted. Did he give access of his account to PPP? This is not Billy Mitchell. There's no way. I mean, he's modded in here, so he can tell me if it's really him. But this isn't like a Billy Mitchell stream, so I wouldn't go asking. King of Kong since 1982. King of Carl since 2025. Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
It always comes back to Bo Black's loudly crying.
Who are we suing next? This is... what the fuck, dude? Bro. Dude, all he had to do was kneel before the king. It's not a big deal. Everyone does it at least once. Billy Mitchell here, video game player of eternity. Dude, he's gone from the century to eternity, dude. This is insane. He's literally just giving himself new titles. What the fuck, bro? If you're looking for a fully cooked flavor of sauce, try my new brand, habanero sauce, dude. Hello, you abs... He's retweeted this tweet like 16 times of Carl giving like fucking pickup advice.
Hi, Carl Jobst here, creator of ApproachHerNow.com. And if you're looking to increase your level of confidence around women and decrease the amount of anxiety...
I am not stopping anytime soon. Use discount code CarlLost for 10% off. I do consider myself a man of the people. Before Billy Mitchell, no, I don't. Fuck lawyers. Fuck what they think. If I want to say something, I'll say it. Fuck letting other people tell me what to do. After Billy Mitchell, it's recorded, but it has to be checked by my lawyers, which I assume won't happen over the weekend, dude. Holy shit. So, I guess a good reason to bring him up is because...